Yo guys, what's up? We are back again with another stream, another game, and I hope you guys enjoying your day. And with Emil say hello. We are watching Zeta division matches. Zeta, Zeta, Zeta.
Nice, quick, and
Cow
efficient
Papita.
from Zeta Division
Already 2
Zero.
matches are over.
Just about that game, how
We
it
are a
came
little
to
bit
an
late.
end.
Actually, I
As
don't
we
know
got to game, it
that
looked a little bit
today
towards the end
was
there, not
the
really
matches
a
of
fun group at certain
Zetas.
points as they were
But
pinned
never mind.
quite heavily in their spawn for a lot of that last game. But
We are here,
complete domination in the second set.
and Zeta already gone for the semis.
When they took the lead.
Let's go.
Yeah, I think that was a much better stance there from VL. Overall, a lot more impressive with the second set. The first
Hello, ये game Ginger भाई, quit Brawl Stars please.
expect when you're going against
Quit Brawl Stars please. वो क्या होता है?
excellent team, one of the best in the world. They put up a good fight in this second set. I love
When you have seen me played Brawl Stars, bro.
basics a little
Watching Brawl Stars is better than playing it.
bit. I love seeing Blaze, especially in
But I like watching it, bro.
performance there. A huge
If you don't want to watch, it's your wish.
Zeta Division 0 or simply the
I like to watch Zeta Division matches.
year. Look at Blaze right there. 10 kills on his name, 56% damage for his team, and he filled that role perfectly. It's a sharpshooter. That's exactly the kind of statistics you want to see.
Blaze really played really well, and it's these last monthly finals where you make your mark for next year. And I think if he doesn't continue with Verete Lien, he's got some great prospects on some other teams. Piper, such a high skill cap brawler, and being able to play it so well against a team so, as good as Zeta Division Zero, it's a real commendable achievement. And they might have gone out in the quarterfinals, but he has this team, and he has made his mark for the next year to come.
Yeah, that's a huge factor too, right? Not every team's set in stone.
भाई कहूट तो नहीं खेलने वाला भाई. Copyright claim आता है सीधे.
Division 0. This can lead
So
to
no.
opportunities in the future. Let's see what the people at home pick.
Why is Kahoot copyright? वो तो कहूट वाले जाने भाई.
10
Not interested
great
in
plays overall. You see
playing that Kahoot thing.
95 DPS there. Ignore that. Still made some great plays. Statistics don't show everything. I can't blame anybody at home for picking him. I think overall he had some great gameplay, especially in set number 2 with a lot of damage for his team. Kills are part of it, but overall putting on a good performance, helping your teammates out with their lanes. I felt like he was a big factor.
Bit life. देखते हैं Bit life.
Doing a little bit of everything there.
देखेंगे.
Something that Tensai just brings to the table in general.
Yeah, and I mean, he just had a tough matchup in that second set, hence why he was 1-6 in that in that second one there. The first one definitely a lot more convincing with that Ems in the mid, playing it really well. Friend zoner when the max comes aggressive, and also his super just provided some great pressure when he did manage to get it as well. So thoroughly deserved, and they definitely deserve, as always, to be moving on to those semi-finals.
Yep, another one coming in, and so far of our past 3 months in a row, we've had all of the same teams. If things go according to plan like they have in our past few months, it's going to be a Taro Chan Club who are favorites in this one, who likely should win it, especially when you consider the newness of this other team. ACC, though, have heated up in this second half of the year. We got Meshi, Dempsey, Mocreo, some real titans
Ataru Chan Club
that have excelled
versus
for a long time.
Angelic.
Definitely
क्या बात है?
before the year, we're certainly in contention for that spot. Obviously, things have changed up a little bit with Zeta Division 1, Zeta Division 0. I've been consistent throughout the whole year, but ACC have put up some good fights against the Zetas here in the second half.
And, they did make a roster change halfway through, which really did catapult them a little bit further into the competition. Early year just really wasn't too solid for them. They had a few mishaps, quarterfinal losses time and time again. But recently it's been semis. And that's the kind of progression that needs to be made when, as I said before, you're looking towards next year. Now, they can't make these world finals. They want to make some cash late in the year. They want to make their mark for next year. And that's what they're going to be here today to do. And as you said, massive names in the region. When you think of East Asia, you think of these guys. They come to mind.
Yeah, I think they should certainly be favorites here, all things considered, what they've done in the past, what these players have done in the past, not just this year, but in previous ones as well. On the other side, these guys are going to be some newer players, Desire, Delirium, Despair. This is going to be Angelic, their first monthly final, and they're tasked with taking on the current 4 seed in our region. It's a Taro Chan Club, of course. I don't really know what to expect with these guys. It's something new, and honestly, good for them, though. I mean, the final month of the year, really taking a stand, showcasing what they've got, and again, the final month of the year is really to show what you have. It's the last thing we're going to remember before World Finals going into next year. And if you're going to put on a good performance, month number 7 is definitely a good one to do so.
Yeah, and I would like to mention as well, we saw Aaron lifting some weights early, but looking at that character, the caricature, one of these guys looks absolutely built on his animated character, but we'll have to hopefully see him on camera a little bit later on. But as you said, they're a bit of a new team. They're not got the experience that ACC do have, but he looks happy. He's pleased to be here at the end of the year. We're going to be kicking things off on Ring of Fire.
Yeah, I love that energy coming from him. Happy to be here, and no matter what, always going to have a good time. Definitely something we are about here. Now hopping into Ring of Fire. Here's the robot factory. All of those bad boys getting constructed. I feel like there's kind of several different approaches when you get onto this map. It is hot zone, so control is kind of everything right now, and giving up an inch can really lead to the enemy getting a large lead. You have to be really careful. This is definitely a map similar to open zone that we saw earlier. If you let things get out of control a little bit, you're going to get spawn trapped. It's going to cause some problems for your team. And to kick things off, the ban's coming in now. Someone like Otis is definitely something I fear. Poco is somebody I fear right now. And it doesn't look like either of those brawlers are going to be banned. Stu going to be a favorite in this region, off the charts right now. We've got Squeak, Janet on this left-hand side.
Ring of Fire.
We've got Penny and Crow being the unique ones there. To kick things off, though, Despair picking up the Max. Milcreo going with the Poco.
Well, Penny Ban clearly quite a good one, as pick rates show that it is the highest picked. Milcreo and Mameshi taking the Poco Ruffs back to a Griff as well, which I believe was another one of those top picks, looking at the statistics just before the cameras came up. So Angelic got a pretty good comp. They're warming up to it quite nicely. But as you said, before the bans came in, Poco is a brawler you've got to be quite afraid of. I think pairing it with the Ruffs is just really solid pairing.
Yeah, a little bit scary, all things considered, right? You've got Poco, that is a one-man marching band. I mean, he can do anything these days, especially with the buff recently. A lot of versatility. And when
Featured player in the latest Beyond the Brawl.
any of those three maps out right now, we got Colonel Ruffs too, a good utility.
Pata nahi.
He can kind of do it all as well. He can power up teammates, give them the extra HP.
Ecos
I like
and Yoshi.
too. I think that's gonna be a great way to try and halt the Max on the other side. You play that long range game against Colette, which is something she can struggle with in the past before her newer gadget, the Gotcha gadget. She wasn't really good in those lane and one-on-one situations. She really had to go against tankier brawlers, and Poco's got a lot of HP, so at least Colette has got that going for her. But I love this B. I would be very curious to see how this kind of lines up. Traditionally you have the mid, the left hand, and the right hand side for the brawlers, but a lot of the times on Ring of Fire and kind of how this Ataru Chain Club roster is structured, I don't really see Poco being a lane. I don't really see B being a lane, so they may send Ruffs onto this left or right hand side and have Poco and B just kind of take over this mid.
And you got to be a little bit worried for the general DPS of ACC's comp when Max starts to get this mobility going, chaining some supers, because Ruffs and B aren't going to have the best DPS when it comes to it, but they're getting some good work done early on. Desire's going to throw out a super and get some damage in, but Despair's low. Slow comes through, but doesn't connect. Mameshi, Milcreo both low, but they get the takedown in the back, and still pretty even in terms of percentages.
Yeah, great start for them overall. I mean, pretty even. Lost a few brawlers from time to time too, but they've been able to take advantage of just what the objective of the game mode is. You're going to want to get some good control of this hot zone. That's exactly what has done. Really making a comeback here. It's going to be all tied up in a small lead now for ACC, as they are going to be the ones taking advantage of this situation. Angelic falling back, super going through from the spare. Milcreo barely staying alive. ACC now with almost 20% lead.
And we saw Griff break up these walls on the right-hand side, and honestly, I don't know how much I like that. B is going to be the brawler who does near enough all of the long-range damage, and they're opening it up directly for him. But they get some good control back now. They have dropped a lot of percentage along the way, though, but the 3k make it 4k hits as the damage gear was activated. Milcreo heals him up nicely afterwards, so it doesn't, negate that extra damage that he would have had. Delirium's low as well, and Gotcha Gadget not doing a lot for Despair. Desire back once more, but it's all ACC at this point, and Angelica just falling one by one, and really not playing as a team at the
Nice.
Yeah, it's only going to get more difficult for them, too. ACC's grouped up. They're powered up from the Colonel Ruffs. They've got more HP, more damage, and now they're almost at 95%. A desperate Colette super going through, and they only need a few more seconds. Desire going to fall weak. A couple tags here from ACC.
And EG.
They're going to be taking game number 1 of our first set.
Great start for them, and I must say it was a little bit shaky at the start, but as I said, I wasn't a fan of the way that Griff broke up the wall on the right-hand side. It's something that they could have used for cover, and without it, the B's just going to excel so much, especially when he is playing kind of like this mid-right kind of zone. It's not the right break that I would have done, to be honest, but he's doing it again. He feels confident in it, and Delirium down this mid, I feel like maybe a little bit more mobility, maneuverability might go quite a long way against Mameshi here on this B, as he's been connecting a lot of shots.
Yeah, that might be the influence, right? Sure, it opens up a little bit. The Messi could take advantage, but Max is somebody that should, in theory, be able to dodge this out. No such thing this time round, though. ACC with the team wipe to kick things off, and now they have a 20% plus lead.
Look around, not really feeling too much damage at the moment. He has the heal, even if he does as well. Mamesh is going to pick up this damage booster from Ruffs, and he's going to get it in. Heal comes through, and that should be a takedown as well. Delirium's the only one who remains, and yet again, domination from Ataru, Shanklub, and Angelica just sat there. They're in spawn, they're watching, getting dominated by a Poco. Going to pop the gadget as well, but now Despair should bring him down, but that's not going to stop Mameshi from completely wiping out the rest of his team, and Dempsey's doing this.
Easy for Ataru Chankla.
This momentum right now.
Easy peasy.
In climbing, AGC need to make a little bit of a comeback here. Delirium trying to instigate some offense with that Max Super, and that Griff Super does dish out some damage. Dempsey, though, is still going to be the one picking up the kill. It's Desire, low HP, and that's going to do it. Set number 1, game 2, really all in favor of Ataru Chan Club. Only 3% for the opponents, and that's just a tough showing, right? ACC, a very strong team, but you never like to see kind of that 100 to 3% or low percentage kind of mark for your opponent.
Yeah, I mean, that was just pure dominance, really, from ACC there. And Angelic, you know, they're new to the BSC. They're not going to have too much experience with dealing with nerves, dealing with even these kind of teams. You know, they're not going to have had these kind of scrims if they're not up there in the East Asia competitive scene as the most known players. They're not going to have the best quality scrims. They're not going to have the best quality drafts, and it's going to hurt them. Their draft didn't look bad, but a few mistakes along the way, I think, did hurt them. The Griff should have been miles better utilized, I feel, when you're coming against the Poco, when you're coming against the Ruffs, but they just let Dempsey have a free lane the entire time and not switching it across, not making any moves or adjustments. And even if it didn't work, it's not working anyway. You've got to try something different.
Yeah, and you can see in this stat line too, look, kills aren't everything, like we've said, for several different modes and maps, and in Hot Zone that's certainly the case, but I think in this case it really does illustrate how much of a lead Ataru Chan Club had throughout that set, right? Only 3 kills for the side of Angelic, and their composition too isn't necessarily geared towards just straight up playing defense. You know, it's not like that Poco, Pam, and, you know, Gus kind of combo we saw in the earlier Hot Zone map. This one is, you know, not meant to be nearly as defensive. They're definitely geared towards getting some offense generated with that Max. I think overall, it's just ACC was the better team there, and there's really not much to be said otherwise. Hard to criticize ACC as well, as they kind of just had control that whole time. Like you said, solid draft for Angelic. Clearly, they have shown that they have some good intelligence about the game. You know, they didn't make it here by accident, but for their first showing, it's going to be a really tough one to make a comeback here.
Yeah, when Poco gets this control, when Ruffs pushes up against the walls and Poco, they can just do damage. Like, as the power-ups start raining down and you're continuously feeding them, the entire squad's going to be powered up really quickly, and it's going to be over for you. There's no coming back from that. But Deep Diner in Gem Grab is the map up next, and it is 85%. I'm not sure if we got this on the first one or I just didn't see it. 85% to 15 is the public vote. A fair amount of faith in Angelic, considering we haven't really seen them before, and ACC have been a regular to the BSC. But I kind of agree with this percentage regardless, and I think the public's done a good job on this one.
Yeah, I think it's very fair, right? It's a newer team. We just don't know a lot about them, and ACC have been much more proven throughout the entire year. And Gym Grab going to be the mode. I think this could be a fun one to kind of see unfold, right? It's one I've really enjoyed seeing develop throughout the year. Stu on both sides being banned makes a lot of sense to me, given the region, given what I've seen become meta on this map. You're going to see Surge banned out, Janet banned out as well. Max, another Janet on the other side for Angelic. And to start things off, they're going to be drafting Griff, who they had last time, one of the highest brawler pick rates as well. It's going to be a Ruffs and a Gus for the left-hand side.
Well, just looking at pure pick rates and what Angelic have got, they've got the top 2 picks on this map, Bo and Griff, 2 incredible brawls. They're going Daryl, which I honestly don't mind, but I don't think into the Griff it's the best idea, and especially with the Ruffs as well. You know, you've got the capability to break it up. I'm not sure if they're going to try keep the map nice and closed off, but I'm not the biggest fan of the Daryl. They're going to have to try and enforce this matchup against the Squeak time and time again and continuously swap sides, otherwise this could go wrong quite easily. But then again, the Ruffs doesn't have the best matchup against the Griff either.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. My head's kind of in the same place as you with the Daryl. You know, Griff is known to be a very solid brawler in the tanks. You know, I guess if Daryl can roll onto Squeak and Bo, some more lower HP brawlers, they can't dish out that damage quick enough to probably get a takedown if he's fully healthy. But this is just a lot of unfamiliarity for me. You know, Gus being in the mid, haven't seen him a ton in competitive. Pairing that with the Colonel Ruffs and the Daryl, two brawlers that are definitely solid. I just don't know how this is going to go. They're going to be opening up this map as well. It's only going to make things harder for Daryl, who's now going to be stunned through as well. Angelic able to take advantage. They are down in the gym count, but now they have the pickups that they need to take the mid control. Mameshi is forced to fall back. A thumbs down even coming out from him too. A little bit of a disappointing start here for Atara Chan Club, despite having more gyms.
Not too pleased about it, and a couple of the mines still lay on the floor as well. I believe Tripwire might have been activated there. Desire's going to fall down though as Dempsey goes in, gets the takedown. Delirium not going to be able to do too much with that super, makes a connection, but those gems still lie on the floor and Dempsey didn't pick them up. Mameshi slowed and stunned by the mine, and Milcreo's going to get stunned as well. Why not add another one to the mix? Desire's mine's going crazy, but Dempsey's still in a good position and it's stopping them from getting the controller. They do, sorry for the pun, but Desire.
Wow, I mean, just great stuff from these bow mines. I think it's a reason why he's picked so much. And, you know, pro players aren't immune to those mines either. When there's so much action going down, when you're concerned about everybody hitting their shots, playing your lane, staying up, collecting gems, it's easy to forget about those bow mines, and they're going to be throwing them right down in the middle. Mameshi is forced to dodge those there. Dempsey flanking on this left-hand side. Milcreo now forced to back away, but Mameshi has collected that.
Just need one.
He's really starting to pick up here for ACC.
Oh, nice.
Making a connection onto Mameshi with the tripwire once again, but Delirium getting aggressed by the Daryl once more and gets taken down as well. Milcreo not necessary anymore as Mameshi picked another one up from the mid, and this is going to be the game.
GG's. Easy peasy.
Point's going to be following up next.
Yeah, I think a good comeback from them too, right? There, like we said, is just some question marks we have about this composition. We just don't have a lot of data on things like Gus. You know, Daryl into Griff is a risky combination, and all things considered, they opened up that map really well. I can't really ask for a much better start from Angelic. You know, they tear open that right-hand wall, then they get to the mid on the other side, and they use those Griff piggy bank gadgets to just create the map in the shape that they want it to be, and especially going to somebody like a Daryl, that's a huge factor. Despair doing that once again here, I think a wise choice, especially if the Griff is going to be laying the Daryl like they should. They're gonna have to rely on Delirium to kind of just hold his own against Milcreo, a very talented player. And once again, kind of the same story. Mameshi gonna be able to take control of this mid alongside his teammates, and hopefully the other side of Angelic, if they want to take a stab at this game here, can pick up the kills necessary to try to make a comeback here.
Once Dempsey gets a grasp on this control, he's not going to let go, and Delirium now is low as well. Needs a pinch, does get pinched down, but Daryl's going to fall along the way as well. Not going to stop Mameshi from picking up 6 gems along the way, though, and making a considerable gem lead for the side of ACC. No real pushback just yet from Angelic, even in a 3v2 situation, but here's the super. Can it get a slow Mameshi? It does. Brings him slow, but not going to get too much back because of it. Dempsey falling low as well. Takedown on the right-hand side, and opening up now as Angelic bring it into a 3v1 situation and force Mameshi back into the spawn. Mameshi clearly not too happy with his teammates as they are folding lane quite considerably.
Yeah, it's a couple times now you've seen some frustration coming out of Mameshi. I mean, understandable too, but you got to keep your head on straight. You got to really be able to focus up here and can't let off the reins at all. And now a takedown as well. He's the one that's actually going to fall this time. Dempsey, though, trying to get on the aggressive side. Desire picks up the kill. Milcreo steps up, and those gyms will be safe for the time being. However, it has allowed for Angelic to now get to a 5th gym. They're definitely making much better steps to try and make a comeback in this game. No bow mine connections there, but right now, wide open map, 3v3. Dempsey picking up another one as well. It's going to be Mameshi trying to collect these final gems as they finally get Daryl taken care of on that top right-hand side.
The mines are placed and Tripwire popped by Desire. Gadget not going to get too much value, but Despair has the super, throws out to Milcreo, brings him fairly low, but a gem spawns on the side of ACC and they start the countdown 10-7 now, and there's no chance of a reset from mid. Desire trying to do it though. Dempsey still in a good position, might roll through this shot. He does, gets the damage through, and whatever I said about Daryl, I completely take it back. ACC bring it home. Well, not yet actually. He's going quite aggressive. Pops the shield.
GG's.
Able to survive it, but ACC
Trolling or what?
they make it to the semi-finals, and once again the 4 teams from July to now remain the same in the semis.
Yeah, Milcreo is showing signs of respect there, a GG, if you will, coming from him. And like I said, this is now, I believe, our 4th month in a row with these teams. Desire still, I'm sure, a smile under that mask, throwing up the thumbs up. A lot of respect. I mean, this is their opening performance BSC, and they managed to do it in the final month of the year. That's a really challenging thing to do. You know, this might have just been a team that grouped up together more recently. I'm not quite sure a ton about their, you know, history in the sense that this is their first BSC performance. They're a little bit newer to the rest of the world, but overall, I think a promising future for these guys. I hope they come back next year strong as well. They put up some good fights. I know it was 2-0, 2-0, but there were definitely moments where I felt like Angelic were shining, especially in game number 1 of that second set.
Yeah, and you know, I said it during the game, but whatever I said about Daryl, I take back. The aggression that it had, the ability to roll through these Griff supers, negate a lot of the value and damage because of that was really strong. And then the backup that he got from his teammates was really solid as well. He got a double kill, deflated the pressure when the gems were dropped on the floor, and then allowed his team to be able to just survive, wait out the gems, and pick them up when they did respawn. Really solid place from him, and you can see there as well, the shield just tanking of that damage that was going to come through. And Mameshi, you know, he didn't go down too much. Yes, he might have got hit by a few mines that he shouldn't have. The tripwire caught him off guard a couple of times, but he made the plays that he needed to, survived when he needed to as well, and the gems remained in his hands.
Yeah, overall pretty even distribution of that damage as well. Everybody kind of just doing their part. And again, Angelic definitely put up a good fight there. I think I ended up really liking that Gus pick. Again, it's a newer brawler that we're just a little less familiar with, kind of collecting all the data on him, seeing how he does with my own eyes, putting him to the test there. And I think they excelled. They kind of paired well with that Daryl too. And, you know, going into that, we did kind of identify, look, Daryl had some questions around him going into the Griff, but I mean, they ended up playing it very carefully. They executed it quite well. And the aggression from Daryl can really pay off against brawlers like Squeak, like Bo, those lower HP ones. It can be tougher in a Griff, but honestly, all things considered, that map got shredded open and Daryl still performed really well. I think that really attests to how good Ataro Chain Club played there.
He was picking his matchups very well. We're going to see the MVP now, and there's Milcreo. And he played well in the last set, 4 and 3. But as we keep on saying, you know, it's not a reflection of how he played, regardless of it being a positive KD. 184 DPS as well. Pretty solid, not the highest, but not the lowest when it comes to it in gem grab. So just an all-round great performance from him and his team in general to make it to the semifinals.
Yep, it's going to be their 4th one in a row making the semifinals in this exact same combination too. What a crazy thing. Look, these are kind of just the 4 teams that we expected to be here. All of the casters on the desk. We ended up rolling with this route too. And now we're going to shortly get a Rising Sun Esports versus Zeta Division 1 matchup in the semifinals. It's something that's been a spectacle to watch all year round. One of the teams that's challenged Zeta Division 1 the most. Don't go anywhere, folks. We have got a great second half for you coming up very soon.
What a close call. That came down to the absolute wire.
And honestly, I didn't even know you could make a play like that.
Welcome back to the September edition of Knockouts, where we show you the most amazing plays from the latest monthly finals. First up, Portuguesa Esports isn't messing around. It's going to lead to all 3 brawlers standing, but one FA are in their spawn. They are in trouble, and they just need to stay alive.
Well, I'm looking at Weepy. It'd be a great thing to pick him up and add that to the count. That's a great start. And Gringle thinks about it. Oh, the timing of that!
Yeah.
Deep is there, but no! Oh, the blue star is going to come in so clutch under these circumstances. Portuguesa Esports take the dub against all odds.
Up next, Ataro Chain Club go against the odds.
And now, Zeta Division are really closing down on the percentage, and they're going to take the lead.
Oh, look at that. Beautiful honey molasses there from Chappie there to take the shot, but can this push prevent Zeta Division 0 from taking it? Curry staying in the middle of his marks off 99%. It's just a Chappie, and it looks like Ataro Chankov might just do this trap.
With Cubic, where there's a will, there's a way.
It's towards the final 40 seconds of overtime, and Na'Vi have the positioning to score. All they need is a kill or a super or something to open things up here.
It's got to be turret move further up from Angel Boy. It is going to almost fall down. Q gets the ball and he pushes back. Oh, the knockback and the stun onto Vajnik there gets the ball in.
And now, let's see how Zulon performs under pressure.
We'll see how well it works out, though. Patchy's going to try and make something happen versus Tyrant. There's a stun, but he is able to get the diff. Toast and Patchy both need to make this happen versus Zulon. There's kill number 1. Toast doesn't have enough DPS to make this happen, or does he? No final shot. The healing station is able to win this matchup.
To cap things off, watch RBM become an immovable object.
Juan Carlos is the guardian of the ball on the left side, but he's now starting to take some damage. Big dodges as well. He's actually going to be holding on to it. A pass over to the right side. It looks like RBM might be able to pick it up, but he can't risk it versus Betiches. Here's the gotcha as well. He needs to make this happen. Betiches needs to be able to walk it in. No, RBM is still able to.
Nice.
Back for Gaming will be taking this game and this set back. Now leading us to a 2-1 game.
Thanks for watching. Come back next month for more incredible plays.
Let's go beat up some bots.
Show some respect.
That was a low blow.
Come on, let's go, gang. Turning up the heat.
Time to show the kids how it's done.
Crime does pay. Out of my way, Greenhorn. Double trouble! You messed with the wrong Ma.
कितने पॉइंट्स हुए? ओके, जीटा जीटा ही जीतते आ रही है क्या? ये मैंने तो पिक किया नहीं, अपने आप पिक कैसे हो गए सब? पता नहीं क्या बनने हैं।
You got scrapped.
Ding, 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 ding. Come on, guys, do drop a like and subscribe if you're new here. Let's go. Wow. आजा भाई, कितना टाइम पास, कितना रेडी होंगे।
Zero, it's our Chan Club. Quite clearly the better teams in their matchups. I would argue probably Zeta Division 1 versus Fluffy was the closest of the four, surprisingly enough, to be fair. But this leads us to our semifinals, quite nice ones as well. Some we've seen in the past, and honestly, I'm all down for it. Rising Sun Esports versus
Hello, Shlok.
the Zeta Division 1.
How are you, bro? I am all good. You said
To kick
कैसे
things
हो?
off. And I mean, just
क्या
look at
चल
the
रहा है?
predictions, Trav, aren't we all agreeing and
क्या
some
मजे?
agree with us too?
All knowing, all smart, just the smartest three casters, I think, at the end of the day. Everything right so far, and I don't intend to be wrong from here either. We've all gone for both of the Zeta Vision teams in the semi-finals that are going to be coming up. Zeta 1 in the first, Zeta 0 in the second, and I think we've got some good chances of carrying on from here as well. We can't
Oh,
forget
fine.
Rising Sun has
Nice.
been a great opponent for
Good
Zeta
to know.
over the past few months as well. But we've put our predictions in
और क्या बाकी?
as well, event.brawl.
क्या चल रहा है?
You can get
Fog के अलावा.
if you guess the same as us, which you more than likely will, because we are just that smart, correct, you'll be able to get towards that spray to at the end of the month, which I am still working towards, I will add as well, after a pretty terrible last month. But you will be getting towards that spray, which is great in-game rewards as well as coins and other tokens as well. But we get down to this game, Rising Sun Esports versus Zeta Division 1. We've just seen that you've predicted Zeta Division 1. Is there any reasoning why?
You know, just consistency, really. But if you look at Rising Sun Esports, they are a team that have been able to quite consistently at least be a challenge, right, to the Zeta teams, which is more than we can say about most teams in the region, if not the world. So they're an impressive roster with some pretty impressive results. Definitely, the third team
Aro.
that has been able to make it to grand finals and plenty of semi-finals too. So a team where we are starting to really have some expectations and that have been able to show a lot of their potential. It would be a challenge for them to win this one, but
What is the newest special event game mode?
likely to be causing any upsets in this bracket. This
Yes?
is probably the one.
Well, I mean,
Last stand, okay.
But I think Zeta Division teams
ना तो हम देखते नहीं, so zero idea.
I don't think they've ever really been knocked out by anybody other than them, and that just goes to show how strong they really are. Kenji, Shitampo, and Moya Goku, we just saw them performing against Fluffy, and it was a little bit questionable, which makes me question the performances that they are going to be bringing coming up. And if they have a similar one against a team like Rising Sun, they might run into some issues, which I think is it's a welcome at this. I'm welcoming it at this point because I'd love to see an upset at this point in the year. But I'd also then again love to see the Zeta Division versus Zeta Division fight off to see who comes out on top in this region. Shitampo here, looking down, looking focused as always, never really wavering off what really needs to be done. And what needs to be done is winning this game.
By 86%.
For a semi-final, you don't see it every day, but I mean, fair enough. I mean, I wouldn't say that this is the chances. I think Rising Sun actually stand more of a chance than that. But obviously, you guys want your pins, so going for the favorites is gonna make a lot of sense. And I think we all kind of agree to that extent. Zeta Division 1 definitely coming in as a favorite, but I think you make a very valid point, Trav, that Zeta Division 1 in their quarterfinals match looked a little clunky here and there. I wouldn't say it looked bad. It just, we have a lot of expectations when it comes to those guys. Now, maybe they were a little bit unprepared for that match, thinking it wouldn't be too much of a threat. Maybe they were not warmed up right just yet. I'm not sure, but that sort of mistakes that we saw in their quarterfinal match can't quite show up against Rising Sun because they'll do a better job at punishing them.
Yeah, bands are in here. We got the Griff, we got the Max, Squeak, Janet, Crow and Squeak from the side of the Zeta division. First pick of the Penny, Kenji and Shitampo, followed with the Ruffs and the Otis. Pretty solid picks all round. Not sure if Penny's really a first pick for me on center stage. Yes, it's got the solid barrel, which can be incredibly good at close range, and also, you got to question why the Ruffs would be picked into that as well. But we're hopefully going to take the Gene after that, which I do like. Vision gear on a map that's as bushy as this is always going to be pretty solid. Scouting down the lanes, even without it. Aaron's going to take the Surge. And so far, from what we've seen of Surge today, it hasn't worked out. But that was on a different map of Hot Potato. Didn't actually get off of level 1. So, gotta be a little bit wary about
Otis.
So far, I think Zeta Division's comp's warming up quite nicely. We'll see what they pick last.
Yeah, I like what I'm seeing from Rising Sun Esports. It's definitely some interesting stuff. I agree, to be fair, with the Penny pick. I think as a first pick, it's quite interesting. I guess, you know, it's quite similar to what you do with the Ruffs, which we see as a first pick for Zeta Division 1, with just, you know, the fact it doesn't get hard countered too much by anything, especially on a quite balanced map like this. We'll see the Amber, as a matter of fact, for our final pick, which I like it quite a bit. I think burning down those bushes can be very helpful for information, plus obviously opening things up a little bit. You know, if someone is hiding behind a wall, that puddle you set on fire is not going to care much about that. Able to get some good value and giving some opportunities for your team to push forwards and open up the situation a little bit more. But we are ready to jump in. Of course, the Surge on that speed gear, try to make sure that he makes up for the low speed of that first stage and manages to get to second stage as soon as possible. Attack is going to help towards that, but Moya Goku, aggressive on the left-hand side, is able to find a nice pickup, opens up the walls too, but does it even matter? Team Zeta Division 1 find an extremely quick goal.
Some quick damage and some quick aggression. The name of the game for Zeta Division 1, definitely playing into their own playstyle here, as they are quite quickly walking over their opponents. Burned down at that middle bush there, and Aaron's already pushed back, but he has managed to heal up quite nicely. Otis got the mute, the starfish in hand. Aaron has this pull though, and Kenji needs to be a little bit cautious because he is getting peppered down at He gets taken down. Wahochi getting some shots on Moyogoku, does bring him down, but Zeta can just play a little bit passive. There's a minute and a half on the clock. They can take it slow. They're a goal up, and it's a 2v2.
Yeah, I love that the Gene spawn there, spotting Kenji, helps the mortar track that target and actually gets a hit off. Wahoshi actually has a spare mortar as well, which can be quite useful in case that one were to be destroyed for now.
Nice.
Doesn't matter too much. A nice pickup from Kenji at the expense of a lot of HP, but Aaron just not really able to line up to get the angle for the trade. They do find Moya Goku on the left hand side.
Ball फेंको ना भाई दूर.
For the pull connects as well, and Wahochi is there to confirm the kill. Rising Sun with some good effort so far, but they are a goal behind, and in the end, that's what matters. The goals, they need to make sure that they find a goal of their own, and Zeta Division 1 are not giving them much space to work.
Shitampo gets hit by the mortar, plays it slow, healing up a little bit now. Moyogoku taking some shots to the face. Penny's coming in though, and he's going to be able to splash straight through those sandbags. Kenji with ball in hand, now super in hand as well. Wahochi's going to fall down, and oil on Aaron as well. Can't really retreat too easily, and only 24 seconds on the clock. Shitampo goes for the mute, doesn't connect it, passes the ball to Biohe, which gives him a little bit of a fighting chance here about bringing this back, but Moya's just ignoring that. He's going straight for Wahochi. 3 shots him because he's got this power-up available. Aaron's got super, and there's a possibility of this going in. They're going to get out of the way of the goal face so he can't pull through and get this in.
Oh, missed it.
The missed shot, I think that would have been a goal.
Easy.
Surely.
Oh, missed the chance.
Wow.
Yeah.
Big missed opportunity, and against teams like Zeta Division 1, you don't get a whole lot of them. That is very unfortunate for Rising Sun, but Zeta Division 1, they'll take game 1.
A little bit sketchy, and after such a disappointing game of pretty much just being an early goal and then just kept in spawn, a mistake like that is not one that you can just glaze over lightly. They're going to have, you know, some mental blocks now that they're not going to be able to get over too quickly, but looking a little bit better off the start here, but Shitampo's flanking around the back, getting some damage in, more to place, and I'm not sure about that. It should be brought down quite quickly, but they're not really dealing too much damage to it. They get the penny down instead. Aaron's pushing up this right hand side though, and Ryohei falls quite low, unable to aggress.
Come on, pass the ball.
3v1, and Aaron's only got a pull to be able to help him on this defense.
The tempo is pretty much uncontested until now on his lane. Johei tries, but is gonna get dealt with quite swiftly. Tempo has been loving the Otis so far. Second set he brings
Oh, oh, nice.
already just today. A skill from Moya Gokun to Ochi to open up the right lane. Bull goes forward. Just a little bit for Noah. Aaron has that pull, and Zeta know they can't overextend. They have to respect that. A super from the Otis to mute Aaron for a little bit, get him silenced, and that should be the goal here. Aaron was not.
Oh, nice.
Thereby
They were playing with the teammates.
in Zeta Division 1 again was the goal lead, and now there's only a minute on the clock for Rising Sun to turn things around.
You can just see how confident Zeta are just by the way they're playing. Shitampo comes around the left-hand side.
Oh, nice.
Fires there as well. Hochi's going to burn in. It's a 1v3.
Oh, nice goal.
Save. Great.
Yes.
And Moya
Easy peasy.
down the right-hand side, bringing the first set into Zeta.
Nice.
They take center stage.
Woo, woo, woo.
Nice
Kya baat.
here and there from Rising Sun, but Zeta won. Are gonna take the set in the end, and a fairly convincing one as well. I mean, Rising Sun, they stood a chance. You know, I feel like that first game, man, that's got to be a heartbreaking. Maybe we will get that replay at some point, but I'm pretty confident that was supposed to be a goal, but just barely missing the angle, actually going for the box instead. It's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate. But it is what it is, and that is something that happens once in a while. It's just, you know, the circumstances and the situation in which it happens is quite heartbreaking. We see it right there, actually. Yeah, surely there was enough space. Absolutely. That is heartbreaking, but Zeta Division 1, that is all going to be in their favor here.
But at the same time, I honestly don't think it was too close. I think it was maybe the box behind the one that it usually bounce off in a situation like that as well. So, yes, you know, you can't be making those mistakes in a competitive environment, and especially against a team like Zeta Division who will punish you for it. You just need to come out and you need to play absolutely perfectly if you're going to be able to defeat a team like this. Very even spread by Zeta Division in terms of kills, but Shitampo got the lion's share of the damage. Kenji with only 22% of it, but not too many kills on the flip side with Rising Sun 3-1-3. Good spread of damage again, but it's just not as much damage as Zeta Division got.
Yeah, Shitampo's Otis really put at work here. 48% is a very, very large amount of damage. Now, obviously, you know, when you have something like a rough set, isn't necessarily the biggest damage dealer in the first place, that helps, but still, very, very good job from him. And yeah, he's been loving that Otis. Otis has been very, very much a strong presence in this current meta, but I would say he's been embracing it more than any other player I've seen so far this month. Safe Zone is where we're heading next, Trav, and this is a map where, I don't know, I've seen a lot of teams play the Otis, but I haven't seen it that successful, to be completely honest.
You've got to expect it to run out by Rising Sun, right? Because after such a great game that Shitampo played it, they have first pick as well. Surely they play Otis, right? Because, I mean, it's got the range, it's got the DPS, it can fight a good, but I don't know if it's a first pick, and they might be punished by not picking it. Go with the Carl, which is the third highest pick rate on this map. Colette, Crow, and Penny bans from the side of Rising Sun. Max, Squeak, and Daryl bans from Zeta Division. So they're clearly banning out the Daryl with the intention of picking Carl first because it's such a good counter to it.
Yeah, I like that approach a decent bit, and I think as well maybe that, you know, Otis is a brawler that, as of right now, not every team is willing to utilize, so there might be a chance as well that Zeta don't really expect Rising Sun to go for it, or fine if they do, as Rising Sun should be showing up with a pick or two very, very shortly. But yeah, the call first pick is something we've seen quite a lot on this map in the past, as you mentioned, very often mixed in with a Daryl ban as well. I don't know if it's as strong as it used to be. I definitely think there's ways to deal with it as well, but just removing the Daryl is a big threat to that call and his supers. So I think it's a very fair approach from Zeta Division 1, and we'll see the Roughs as a reply here, which is interesting because I assume then that sandbags are not really planned out because, you know, into a call that's usually not the best idea.
Yeah, kind of two sides of the same coin here. Kenji's going to be using that flying hook straight over the water, where Hochi's got the ability to break up the wall on the right-hand side to be able to just walk straight through there. So both comps seem to be trying to go that aggressive route of just trying to get as quickly up the map as they can, but at the same time, there's not too much range until now. Shitampo's going to bring that in, probably with the rocket fuel, and he's going to be able to break up the right-hand side too. They bring in the 8-bit behind that as well, which I do really like. If you compare this 8-bit and Brock together, the damage that rains down is just absolutely incredible. Rising Sun need to reply, and you've got to expect it to be something through mid, right? You know, a Piper or a B, something like that. Maybe even Bell, considering they're against that 8-bit.
Stream finished. Nice. बढ़िया. कितने बचे 250 के लिए? हो गया क्या?
Because you know, with the Ruffs and the Griff, you're expecting the map to be quite opened up. This is interesting. I was about to say, you know, you expect the map to be very wide open because you got the supply drops, you got the piggy banks all opening up that map. But then Zeta Division 1 go for the long range brawlers, which, I mean, they're happy if the map is opened up then. But then Aaron goes for the... Man, I don't know what to think about that buzz. I think maybe they'll destroy a little bit less of the walls then. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
It's a tough, I'm not really sure. It looks like they're not going to be breaking up this
मतलब कल तो हो ही जाएंगे.
Moya either to allow them to push up, because probably the smart thing to do. Moya's just going to try and get some shots off on safe, but can't make the connections from that distance. Shitampo on the right hand side trying to get Wahochi, but can't make any connections. Ryohei's going to fall low as well. Nice little pinch, one shot left, and it doesn't manage to connect with him on the way there. Moyogoku now getting to the range where he can deal some damage, and Wahochi very low as well. Kenji trying to get the finish off, but Aaron comes in. Moyogoku's going to throw a super down onto the safe, gets 6% damage. But up the top side, Buzz is aggressing, and Shitampo's going to fall here as well.
Yeah, they got that Buzz on the safe. A nice stun as well, actually, to follow up. But Kenji does shut him down. The Ruffs is very low HP as well. A damage booster placed down. And we do have the sandbags in the end, trying to be used more selectively then. Some good jokes, but that was a ridiculous gadget there from Shitampo, and nearly a team for Zeta Division 1.
27%.
It is, as a matter of fact.
20%.
The damage is really pouring down on that safe. Aaron gets a great stun onto Kenji, but damage might already have been done here. 17% remaining on Rising Sun's safe, and that is not a whole lot to work with.
Kenji places damage boost. Super off, but nice little.
Wasted.
Actually, I just realized.
Wasted.
Now going to fall as well. Shitampo going aggressive, trying to get this last remaining bit of
damage. Oh no!
He is looking like he.
And one more shot. One more shot. Oh, just 2,000 damage.
They've got control, and they haven't really soaked up too much damage. Nice little cheat cartridge back to his spawn there, but his turret goes down in the mix. Shitampo super in hand, no flying hook though to try and just go directly for it, and it seems like they might be overcommitting a little bit here. They've taken a lot of damage, and Moyogoku's very low. Rocket Laces back to defense, but looks like they might just defend out this last 30 seconds.
Yeah, a kill from Wahochi is gonna help Rising Sun's cause, but is that gonna be enough for this final push? 50% makes
impossible now.
Right now, and the defense is holding on strongly so far for Zeta Division 1. A nice pickup as well, and actually
and GG's
gonna get to the end of the timer. A second left there as the safe gets destroyed.
Easy.
Pick up their third game in a row.
Good stuff from Zeta then, as their dominance continues throughout this region. Rising Sun not looking like themselves really, or maybe Zeta Division 1 have just bounced back after such a tough first game, as Fluffy did really put up a very solid fight. The mentality might have just snapped back into place and not
very low
before the end of today. Ryohei's gonna get a lot of damage early on to him. Mochi maybe 2 shots now for Moyogoku, but he's getting the juice through, and his star power's getting some good stuff as well. The knockback comes in from Ryohei, but can Shitampo bring him down? He can't. Good defense from Kenji though, as Aaron's tried to go aggressive. Good shutdown by Zeta Division.
Yeah, so far it's just 2% giving the lead to Zeta, but that gets quickly turned around as Wahochi gets a couple shots on save. Carl not defended right now, as Rio goes down, and that's a good chance for Zeta to get some more damage. They are behind for now, as Mahochi is locked into a bit of an awkward position here, and Piggy banks out of it, but ends up going down. 7% lead for Rising Sun. The damage booster plays down should help Zeta Division retake that mid, as Aaron is incredibly low HP. Mahochi has a super, only finds a connection onto Tempo, but Tempo is there.
Oh भाई
Very low HP, but still it's going to be a bit more damage on safe now.
45 1% का डिफरेंस
Only 1%
पर डे 2.44 सब्स बढ़ रहे हैं. ये आधे सब जो हैं वो जिंदा बचते हैं या फिर टपक जाते हैं.
base rushes here, and
दो तो जिंदा आ रहे हैं,
committing either.
एक या आधा कौन आ रहा है? हाफ टिकट आ रहा है क्या? 5 साल के नीचे वाले भी सब्सक्राइब करने लगे क्या अब? उनका टिकट नहीं लगता. Oh, very nice comeback.
They do even things out in safe zones. Zeta Division can't defend that. They looked pretty in control of the actual center of the map this time for the side of Rising Sun, and a lot better out of them so far. Good bounce back after that first game by Zeta Division was quite one-sided.
Yeah, that was better. That was much better actually here from Rising Sun. Convincing win here, and it's very welcome for them as they even things out, at least when it comes to heist.
नहीं 2 days में 5 बढ़ते हैं एवरेज. अरे अरे अरे
Chance to double down on that lead and claim a second set. Rising Sun looking to even things out completely as Rio is low HP, does manage to buff himself
Oh, nice.
up, and good super there as well from Wea Goku. Gets a kill on the right hand side, but
ओरे भाई
taking a lot of space. Aaron kind of slipped through as Tempo goes through to the other side as well, and they just accept to part ways for now, as Aaron either way is not going to be able to get any damage on safe, but will get his next super unlocked.
It's the third time I've seen Shitampo do that little gadget forward as the buzz stun comes in, and I've never seen it before this, and he's done it 3 times in one set. But they are taking a bit of a lead now, as it's the Griff versus 8-bit on the defensive side of things, and Kenji's not hitting too many shots, but it looks on the other side of things down the bottom that the Zeta Division are completely dominating. Brock and Carl down there, and
अबे नीचे का दिखाओ बे. नीचे क्या हो रहा है?
Shitampo
रूफ चचा ओपी.
and he's getting the shots forward as well. Ryohei trying to defend, but it should be cleaned up quite quickly.
भाई 21% डैमेज करके आ गया कार्ड.
Zeta Division once more.
तो 21% सेफ बची है उधर.
Minute left.
नीचे का नहीं दिखाया इन लोगों ने. वहां पे इतना धमाके हुए, इतनी जल्दी जल्दी डैमेज हुआ.
Zeta
वो दिखाओ भाई. ये क्या है?
to the control. Kenji
Oh yeah, nice.
low as well.
Oh nice.
Tempo gets a couple more
16% remaining.
off on that save. Wea Goku
Oh, oh.
exactly the same. Aaron is able to get the trade.
11%
He's not going to reload
versus 59%.
next super either.
क्या 30 सेकंड
Unlocks
में हो पाएगा?
Goku as is as well.
Oh,
Just to get a whole
nice.
ton of value to Tempo was the kill into Aaron. Trade from Rio as well. She gets
11%.
some
No,
serious damage.
no.
20% difference. There was a kill, and Tempo finds the second on the top of the map. That should
Oh,
Zeta to
and GG's.
Tempo will be the one to close
Back-to-back set win by Zeta Division.
in a row.
1.
Better set here from Rising Sun, but apparently still not quite good enough.
Close था.
Extremely well played, I will say, by
अगर ये जीत जाते वो लोग तो सेट जीत जाते. अब 2 सेट से पीछे हो गए.
So he just got up and left. He went for that damage, which was really smart in my opinion. Has those rocket laces straight over the wall, gets the kill onto the Griff somehow. The incendiary, obviously, now that it is built in, helped him out quite a lot with the 4th rocket, and then the super over the top to finish it off.
अबे क्या उल्टा दिखा रहे हैं भाई.
Taps here and there from Zeta Division, but it did look pretty good all the way through.
1-1. पता नहीं क्या नशे भाई.
I agree. I think it was also a bit messier on their end than the Brawl.
कौन से नशे हैं ये?
I mean,
ब्रॉल स्टार्स गेम में भी नशे
they do
और
a fair
आपके टूर्नामेंट में भी नशे. नशे करने में तो भाई ब्रॉल स्टार्स कहीं पीछे नहीं हटता.
story. I feel like Rising Sun
लगता है आधे से ज्यादा गांजा ये लोग खुद ही पी जाते हैं.
getting some just
इसलिए गांजा जो है वो इतना इलीगल बनाया गया.
more people being
ऐसे नशे रखेंगे तो क्या ही होगा.
which I think is a factor that can come and play.
पर चलो वर्ल्ड फाइनल्स में जीता कोई और किसी और को विन बता दिया.
If you go down, you have just a little bit more to lose in a way. But overall, I mean, Zeta Division 1 able to
अभी सही कर दिया, बोले नहीं नहीं गलती से आ गया था, 0-2 कर दे, 0-2 कर दे.
it's a bit better on the side of Zeta Division 1, which, I mean, makes sense considering they won the set, but we saw earlier in Heist, it's really not always necessarily the case, and considering that this one was rather close, I think Ryohei's performance on the roughs is to be commended. 52% damage, that's massive. 11 kills is huge as well. More than 2 of Zeta's players had a really good time there's on the roughs, but just not quite enough, it seems like, for the side of Rising Sun.
I mean, you know, as you say, him and Ruffs getting 52% damage there. He's outranged on all fronts. He's playing Ruffs through mid and still gets 52% damage against a Brock, Carl, and 8-Bit, who all outrange him.
YouTube chat में तो गाली दे रहे होंगे.
They weren't managing to bring that set home, and even
चलता रहता है.
good in that second game, as you mentioned. That's where the team play really started flowing. That's when the power-ups were there, and they managed to just get down, control, and take Zeta down. And they need to bring it 3 sets in a row now, or it's going to be out of the semi-finals once more. And you know, I'm not
कोई बात.
out of it, but at this point, Zeta Division just don't seem like they want to be stopping here.
कैनाल ग्रैंड है, इनको सिर्फ एक ही जीतना है Zeta वालों को, और इनको 3 जीतना है अगर पूरा सेमीफाइनल से फाइनल में पहुंचना है तो. RSC Rising Sun Esports को. Let's see how they do it.
Saw in that second game there from Rising Sun, if they want to attempt a comeback, and they've shown time and time again in the past that they can be incredibly competitive against this Zeta team, but it's been the Zeta team that won every time in the end. So right now, starting things off being down by 2 sets is going to be rough for Rising Sun, but our bans have come True, Janet, Jean, and the Squeak on the side of Rising Sun. Zeta banning out Poco, Carl, and Bonnie. A first pick penny again here for Zeta Division as Rising Sun go for the battle.
This time, though, I think the first pick penny is quite a smart one, as we did see the percentage there as well, and it is, I think, the second highest picked after Jean. So with Jean being banned out along with Janet and Squeak and Poco, Carl, and Bonnie, it's a pretty solid pick. Bell and Ems out from Rising Sun, and Ems isn't really a reply to too much at the moment, but I guess maybe they're just trying to stop Zeta Division from taking it any time.
मेरे channel analytics overall boosted by 30%. Nice. कितना बचा है तुम्हारा watch hours?
In the game and managed to hold down the center point with more long range or sharpshooter brawlers, then Rising Sun are going to have some serious issues.
Yeah, I'm completely with you. I feel like it's a sort of brawler that only really works if you have control, because retaking is gonna be a nightmare, especially if the map were to get opened up a little bit more, which so far there isn't exactly a ton of destruction, so they're fine, but there's still another brawler here for Zeta.
Watch hours तो बहुत है, अभी होगा 3900 बचा है या हो गया है? 3900 बचा है अभी. तो बताया तो था पीसी पे जितने विंडो खुल सकते हैं उतने विंडो खोलो, 144 पिक्सल्स में चला के छोड़ दो, मिल जाएंगे वॉच आवर्स. एक साल में 4000 करने होते हैं, मतलब एक दिन में कम से कम 12 घंटे होने चाहिए. एक दिन का 12 घंटा रोज का होगा, तब जाके 4000 घंटे एक साल में कंप्लीट होंगे.
It's more of the same, really. If they get control, they're going to be in a very good position for Rising Sun here. But if Zeta Division get it early on, Rising Sun are going to be in a very bad position. Bell, not much ability to scout. Ems just doesn't have much range, and you know, Sprout's going to be dominated at range by Tick, so it's a little bit difficult. It's going to be heavy reliant on this early game, I think, for both teams.
Yeah, the Sprout is quite an interesting approach as well. It's a brawler I do like quite a bit, but I feel like
regular viewers नहीं है ना, इसलिए one day is equal to 5 to 6 hours. हाँ, तो जितने का तुम्हारा लैप्स हो रहा है उतने का वो कर दो ना,
all around. Although the Sprout walls can be very
उतने देर के लिए चला दो.
They're in very deep in enemy territory. Tempo nearly goes down there as well, but does manage to survive in the end. Goku trying to catch.
Oh, nice.
Nice tanks there as well. The mortar plays down, and so
नाइस
and
0-5 हो रखा है.
lead for Zeta early on.
I mean, it's tough, isn't it, really? Moyogaku's managed to 2v1 the left side early game, and then they lost a 2v1 over the right or something like that. I'm not really sure what happened. Zeta Vision completely dominating all round it, 9 stars to 0, and this is what we said.
11-0 हो रहा है. झेल लेगा ये लैपटॉप. भाई मेरा तो और भी पुराना लैपटॉप है,
Not going to be in a good position.
तुमसे भी पुराना लैपटॉप है. उसमें मैं 6 विंडो चला लेता था.
Yeah, the fact
अगर मान लो तुमने 6 विंडो भी चलाई,
second and
चलो 5 ही मान लेते हैं. सिर्फ 5 विंडो खुली हुई हैं. 144 पिक्सल में ज्यादा रैम नहीं खाएगा.
available for the penny is pretty wild. Kenji very aggressive, might end up going but does manage to take Aaron with him as the head actually
तो अगर तुमने उस 5 घंटे को
own path.
5 जो विंडोज है उनको 1 घंटे के लिए रन किया, तो 5 घंटे का तो वॉच ओवर हो ही गया ना.
Quite one-sided, and because everyone went down on the side of Zeta, they don't have a whole lot of stars to their name anymore, so it's not like they're holding any of those massive bounties onto their heads for the late game. 15 seconds left very, very soon here, and
Oh,
no chance for Rising Sun to make something out of this game.
10 seconds remaining.
Still 5 stars in favor of Zeta.
I mean, this
3.
drive if they are at all. Shots come through, but nothing just yet.
Oh, nice. No chance.
Anything through, and Zeta.
Hello महेश भोला.
Great play from them, and it did start to look.
हाँ कर लेगा, बट चैट भी पढ़ता हूँ मैं लैपटॉप से. अरे भाई बाद में
Zeta Division 1 in a phenomenal position now.
स्ट्रीम चालू करते हुए देखने की जरूरत नहीं है. अब तुमने स्ट्रीम कर ली, सब खत्म हो गया, अभी तुम लगा के छोड़ सकते हो. जब तुम यूज नहीं कर रहे हो लैपटॉप का, 1 घंटे के लिए तो छोड़ ही सकते हो जिंदा उसको.
And that blue star is still up for grabs.
मैं ये थोड़ी बोल रहा हूँ कि जब
Play for
स्ट्रीम चल रही हो तब तुमको करना है.
grabs it instead. The thrower 1v1 on the right hand side seems to be going Aaron's way so far. Very close though, and Aaron does not get traded out just yet. It still manages for
अरे
a
मार उसको.
very long time. The tempo just not really helping on that side either. Goes down. Eventually, Zeta does get that kill, but was that kill too?
Nice.
Still gonna be Rising Sun was delayed that trade. Turn things around, and Zeta find yet another 3 stars in their favor now as well, and they have that blue star on their side too in case they lose a player. Kenji
अरे अरे बेचारा.
point on the tick.
It's looking
गोल्डी वॉइस की क्लैरिटी इंप्रूव हो गई है कि वॉइस चेंज हो गई है? अरे माइक चेंज कर लिया भाई.
dominated by the Sprout.
ये 1 किलो का माइक, ये ट्रॉफी, ये इट्स अ ट्रॉफी.
Trades there, and it's a 6-star lead. Ryohei should fall down now as well, and it's just Kenji and Moyogaku at this level.
वॉइस हो मैंने ना एक इतना 2 लीटर का मैंने
And
घासलेट लिया था. घासलेट, केरोसिन को घासलेट बोलते हैं. वो मैंने ऐसे गड़गड़ गड़गड़ गरारे किए, तो इससे मेरी वॉइस जो है इम्प्रूव हो गई है थोड़ी.
Moyogaku's got another penny more as well, and Aaron's going to fall to that one. Not looking good whatsoever, and Zeta Division might be advancing to the finals for the final.
हाँ बट फेक आईडी से ना. अरे आईडी की जरूरत ही नहीं है मेरे भाई.
Final countdown. 10 seconds left here. Moyogaku, very low HP, is marked as well, but I mean,
ओ
everyone is so incredibly low, and
जी जी.
star lead is so massive for Zeta.
इजी पीजी टू द फाइनल्स.
Lock in their spot here for the grand finals of this.
ऑटो ट्यून जैसा वॉइस हो गई है. मैं तो वो कहता हूँ अरिजीत सिंह बन जाओ. अच्छा ऐसा क्या?
Yeah,
अरे ये मैं कुछ पिक कर ही नहीं रहा हूँ, अपने आप ये पिक किए जा रहा है भाई. मेरे को तो पॉइंट्स दो. क्या चल रहा है?
a little bit disappointed in this series. I know the last month
अपने आप ये सब टीम भी सिलेक्ट किए जा रहा है, अपने आप ही
really got those
एमवीपी चूज किए जा रहा है. भाई चल क्या रहा है?
matches 3-2s here and there too, you know. Not quite gonna be the case today as they get 3-0, only taking a single game in the series. Yeah, not
तो म्यूजिक दो, मैं गाना गाता हूँ, ठीक है?
It's the almighty Zeta Division.
एटॉम डाइनो.
Makes it a little bit more understandable, I guess.
Yeah, but they are going to be disappointed that this is how their year finishes off when they've had so many close games against Zeta Division 1. The perfect ending to the year, the little cherry on top would have been bringing them down eventually, but not today. Zeta Division 1 are striving for this first place in the region, which why wouldn't you at this point, you know, because they're against their counterparts as well, and they're going to prove to the community, to themselves, and, you know, more importantly to the organization as well, that they are the superior team when it comes to, you know, negotiating.
लेकिन तुम तो मॉनिटर लेने वाले थे ना। मैंने मॉनिटर लेने वाला था, पर वो टीवी सुधर गई। मैंने बोला था ना, या तो वो टीवी सुधर जाएगी तो मैं नहीं लूंगा, या तो मैं मॉनिटर लूंगा। टीवी सुधर गई, वो यूज कर रहे हैं, जब तक चल रही है तो चलने दो। फिर माइक जो था वो रो के चल रहा था, तो उस माइक के चक्कर में मैंने यूएसबी हब चेंज किया। 3.0 वाले थे तो 3.1 वाले कर दिए, और उसके बाद फिर नया माइक ले लिया। और क्या लिया मैंने 3-4 चीजें ली अभी। और क्या लिया, कुछ तो लिया था, याद नहीं है, बस लिया है। आएगा
due to the draft as well, but overall, I mean, kills wise, it's a night and day difference here.
अभी कैमरा अपग्रेड बाकी है, जो आगे कभी किया जाएगा। अभी तो मैं वेबकैम से काम चला रहा हूँ, सस्ता सुंदर टिकाऊ। एक तो वेबकैम भी आजकल इतने महंगे आते हैं अच्छे वाले की क्या ही बोलेंगे।
I definitely feel like the other two showed up a little bit more, but still with his 5 and 3, which KD does actually matter in Bounty more than any other game mode, completely. But the DPS is there as well, 218, pretty solid. And 218 DPS in Bounty is it's pretty good, but considering how passive you're meant to be. But then again, we saw how many kills they got, we saw how many stars they had, and it does kind of translate to that.
Yeah. Strong showing from Zeta Division 1.
तो जल्दी 4K में स्ट्रीम करोगे? अरे भाई, 4K में स्ट्रीम करने के लिए ना मुझे मॉनिटर लेने की जरूरत है, ना ही मुझे कोई अच्छा कैमरे की जरूरत है। 4K में स्ट्रीम करने के लिए मुझे सिर्फ इंटरनेट की और स्पीड बढ़वानी पड़ेगी, और कुछ नहीं। चला दिया 5 विंडो में, बढ़िया है, मजे करिए।
Now, well, there's some expectations because Zeta Division 1, there are in our grand finals, Zeta Division 0. If they want to join them, if they want to have a chance at being, you know, the highest points team in the region, they need to do exactly the same.
They've got a tough opponent as well. It's going to be a tough battle trying to get through a Tyro Chancellor or Blood Diamond as they were known.
कॉलेज के लिए विंडोज लैपटॉप अच्छे होते हैं कि मैक? डिपेंड करता है कि कॉलेज में तुमको क्या चीज की जरूरत पड़ती है। बेसिकली अगर तुमको एज अ स्टाइल स्टेटमेंट के लिए चाहिए तो मैक इज द गुड वन। इफ यू आर लुकिंग फॉर द प्रोडक्टिविटी एंड द फ्री सॉफ्टवेयर्स, देन विंडोज। ऑब्वियसली फ्री सॉफ्टवेयर हर चीज टाइप की मिल जाती है विंडोज पे, मैक पे कुछ फ्री नहीं मिलता है। फ्री मिलेगा भी तो डाउनलोड नहीं करने देगा या तो इंस्टॉल नहीं करने देगा, पैसे वाला रोल है उसमें। स्कॉलरशिप मिला है, लेने की सोच रहा हूँ। अरे क्या बात है। देखो भाई, अगर तुम्हारा कोई ज़्यादा प्रोडक्टिविटी वाला काम नहीं होने वाला है, या तुम्हें ऐसे कोई सॉफ्टवेयर नहीं डालने एक्स्ट्रा, लाइक फ्री वाले सॉफ्टवेयर तुमको नहीं चाहिए, तुम पैसा खर्चा कर सकते हो, देन गो फॉर द मैक। क्वालिटी भी अच्छी है और लंबा टाइम तक चल जाता है, इतना कोई इशू नहीं आता है, तो मैक के साथ जा सकते हो। लेकिन विंडोज़ के साथ कुछ एक्स्ट्रा फ़ायदे हैं, भले ही उसकी प्रोडक्टिविटी थोड़ी कम हो जाए या फिर इतना बढ़िया परफॉर्म ना करे, बट फिर भी विंडोज़ में काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें हैं जो उसको कंपनसेट करती हैं। लाइक विंडोज़ का लोग बोलते हैं अरे ठीक है विंडोज़ का लिया हुआ है, मैक का बोलते हैं अरे मैक है भाई इसके पास। लाइक वो स्टेटमेंट वाली चीज़ हो गई कि भाई अरे भाई पैसा स्टेटस। लेकिन यहाँ पर अगर प्रोडक्टिविटी की बात की जाए तो विंडोज़ इज़ ऑलवेज बेस्ट। हर टाइप के सॉफ्टवेयर तुमको, यहाँ तक कि फ्री वाली चीज़ें भी विंडोज़ में ईजिली मिल जाएंगी, चाहे वो गेम हो, चाहे वो सॉफ्टवेयर हो, चाहे वो कोई एप्लीकेशन हो, चाहे वो कोडिंग करने की चीज़ हो, या कुछ भी। हाँ, एप्पल ऐसा क्या करता है, ऑलरेडी प्रोडक्ट्स महंगे, उसके बाद भी खर्चे खत्म नहीं होते। उनका कहना है कि भाई देखो हम तुमको सेफ रखने के लिए ये सब चीज़ें कर रहे हैं ताकि आप सेफ रहें, आपको कोई
but
अलग से वायरस आके आपके ऊपर अटैक ना कर दे, इसलिए हम सेव रख रहे हैं। अपेरेंटली ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है, वो सेव रखने के लिए नहीं, बैक में इनका पार्टनरशिप चलती है।
help them out.
इवन गूगल तक को पैसे देने पड़ते हैं एप्पल को, गूगल पैसा देता है एप्पल को
Every single second
ताकि उनकी वेबसाइट्स उनके iOS में खुल सके।
to make today the day that they go to
कितने बिलियन का डील करते हैं?
go for the cash, even though
14 बिलियन डॉलर ऐसा कुछ है शायद उनका
there's more credibility heading on.
पर ईयर का, जितना उनको देना होता है, जो मुझे याद है, ज्यादा या कम भी हो सकता है, बट बिलियन डॉलर्स में है जो हर साल गूगल को देना पड़ता है एप्पल को जस्ट टू रन देयर वेबसाइट ऑन iOS।
It is Zeta Division's
आई हर्ड नियरली 15 बिलियन, हाँ ऐसे ही कुछ है। हाउ मेनी टू चार्ज
I think
फॉर?
it's closer than that. I'd give it maybe a 70-30 in terms of in favor of Zeta Division, but you know,
पर ईयर फॉर यूजिंग देयर गूगल?
favorite, and that's exactly what you need to be doing on event.brawlstars.com to get towards those sprays. Just vote for the favorite, even though it doesn't.
गूगल देता है एप्पल को
Chances are of them winning.
ताकि गूगल चल सके एप्पल में,
Who they think is going to win?
नहीं तो उनने तो गूगल को ही ब्लॉक करके रखा है,
Got the O-tier,
क्योंकि एंड्रॉइड तो गूगल का ही है ना।
Ruffs and Max on the backyard bowl. Milcreo first picking that B. We got Bell coming.
अभी तुम्हारा सब्जेक्ट कौन सा चल रहा है? क्या सब्जेक्ट ले रखा है तुमने?
Seen a lot of backyard bowl recently. We've seen it being very, very passive in the EMEA region. Whether or not it'll be more of the same in East Asia or they'll adapt their incredibly aggressive playstyle to the map and therefore still go quite aggressive, it does seem like that, as that Leon's not too much of a common pick nowadays.
Yeah, it's a very old school approach, and Poco is an interesting one.
ECM कर रहा हूँ।
Not something I really expected to see at this stage of the draft, but they're definitely a really strong brawler at the moment, and
इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स एंड कंप्यूटर मैनेजमेंट।
it can be quite hard to open things up. Nice solo screech
आगे क्या करने का है? गूगल में ट्राई कर रहे हो क्या? गूगल में जाना है क्या?
before they start healing up behind their walls. But
चले जाओ गूगल में, एग्जाम दे के
first point in the
फ्री में एक iOS बोल तो मैक का लैपटॉप मिल जाएगा,
more aggressive
एक 12-15 हज़ार का हेडफोन मिल जाएगा,
expecting something more
एक
because the Poco on its own
ईयरबड्स मिल जाएंगे,
work well.
आईपॉड्स भी हो सकते हैं, वो डिपेंड करता है आप किस रैंक में उसमें सिलेक्ट होते हैं।
Close range
और
ideas.
कुछ
So I've
शॉपिंग कूपन्स मिलते हैं
to
ऑन ज्वाइनिंग के टाइम ही बता रहा हूँ, ये सब चीजें मिलती है।
to heal in the first place.
Yeah, and you know, with Max banned out the way, the only really logical solution to increase this movement is the speed zone of Stu.
हैक कर लो गूगल जॉब फ्री, हैक कर लो, या फिर
A lot of these heals gonna be able to slow
बग्स बता दो कि भाई ये बग्स हैं आपके उसमें।
a really, really solid last pick. I feel against near enough all of these
हाँ कोई अच्छा जॉब मिला तो ठीक, नहीं तो यूपीएससी जिंदाबाद। अरे अरे अरे
because we got the B, the Poco, and the Stu, and they're all going to need to aggress at some point. BES has a bit more range than the other two, but I think it's just the fact of if they want to get a goal, they've got to go forward, and the slowing toxin's going to stop that.
All right. Well, that speed zone always quite valuable. It's going to be speed versus information. As the lollipop drop does fade after time, and right now
And die.
we're able to close the gap quite nicely as
ओ
well. Actually, man, me goes,
बच गया।
but Tensai does manage to catch it in time. You know, Creo trying to slow things down, make sure there's no big counter attack here from Zeta, but that was an aggressive start in the half from Ataro.
Yeah, Tensai has this.
मैं तो फ्रीलांसिंग करूंगा, मुझे किसी के अंडर वर्क करना पसंद नहीं है। अरे अरे अरे,
With that gadget as well.
तो कोई प्रोफेशनल कोर्स कर लेते।
Memby all alone here, got some dashes as well. The gas eel not going to keep him alive in this position though. Lollipop drop's going to eventually go down back there, and the speed zone's going to fall up top as well. Kuru's got the super, Achape's got the jump. They have the mark, the damage is there, and they've got such good positioning as well.
Yeah, slow approach here from Zeta from
मेरा जैसा बन के क्या करोगे भाई?
two
मैंने भी कोई स्टार्टिंग से फ्रीलांसिंग नहीं करी, मैंने खुद पहले 8 साल जॉब करी है।
to a bad position. Can be the way to get it out of it. Another speed zone.
फ्रीलांसिंग करने के लिए भी थोड़ा लिंक तो बनाने पड़ते हैं ना भाई,
Needs to be careful.
नहीं तो प्रोजेक्ट कहाँ से मिलेंगे?
However, because
ऐसा तो है नहीं कि तुम मान लो लॉयर हो, फॉर एग्जांपल
free kill for the
तुमने लॉयर बनने के लिए किया LLB कर लिया और तुम बोलो अरे भाई बस कल से मेरे पास केस आने लगेंगे, लड़ूंगा मैं, केस लड़ूंगा, ऐसा नहीं होता भाई। एक पहली बात तो लॉयर के पास तुमको, जो वेल नोन लॉयर है, उनके पास जाके पहले प्रैक्टिस करनी पड़ती है।
It might not even make it to that. Chape jumps over the 3k shot. They're pinching in. Tensai's the only one remaining. Not sure if he's got any lollipop drops remaining to try and get some shots off, but Tensai not even going to use his super here.
Oh yeah.
Maybe would have been a good idea to try.
Ataru-chan Club.
On the clock's not
Easy peasy for them.
He did actually use it towards the end there, not getting any value out of it. A goal in the hands of Ataru Chan Club, and there's no chance of a goal from Zeta Division. They're going to go 1-0 up, and they're in a wonderful position early on.
Yeah, that was such an aggressive game as well from Ataru. I mean, off the bat, just going aggro. And I just want to point out as well that they're playing the capo on the Poco, which we've been seeing a little bit more recently as
Milk Rio.
I mean, on basketball, I don't remember seeing that in a hot minute, especially not without anything like kind of tanky. But he's been going for some heals towards Menmi as well and making sure that, you know, there's no easy way to push forwards for Zeta.
Starting to do a little bit of that though. Mem using Scassi Hill quite effectively, pushing up the map just that little bit more. Nice position now behind this wall, and he's getting heals from Milkreo in this Decapo as well. Cassie Hill going to slide him down the backside, but now 3v1 and Kuru gets the takedown.
गोल्डी मेरे को पर मंथ 1 करोड़ सैलरी, ठीक है दिला देते, कर लो कोई बढ़िया सा कोर्स, क्रैकिंग वैकिंग सीख लो।
3v2 now. Memmi's up faster than him as well.
Be super in case there's another of those pushes coming through. Menmi in an
तुमको फिर हम शार्क टैंक में भेज देंगे, बोले शार्क टैंक में 5 करोड़ का वैल्यू चाहिए, 10%.
Jumping is gonna do the jump. Milkreo low HP as well, so is Memeshi marked too, but they can't quite commit and get those kills as the champion was fairly low HP himself. But a minute left.
आजकल मार्केट में कौन सा कोर्स की सबसे ज्यादा डिमांड है?
Regular time rather, and
ज्यादातर अभी डिजिटल से जुड़ी चीजें सबसे ज्यादा चल रही हैं फिलहाल के लिए।
Slows it there. The gadget as well. Chape not getting too much value out of these slowing toxins, and Milkreo pushing through now. Jump in, and there's the invis from Tensai, perfectly timed in unison. Chape, Tensai, Kuru pushing up now. Mameshi's out all alone, but he is marked as well. Should be brought down to his knees soon enough, and he's going to be sent back to spawn. They're just keeping this control, but they don't want to make the same mistake as last time. A little bit of over-aggression that's going to be punished and taken by Ataru Chan Club for a goal towards the end. Marked up now. Memmi's going to fall once more, and honestly, it's not the worst thing. He needs to come back up for overtime and not have that mark on him, which is going to be quite a useful thing.
15 seconds left here, and right now Ataru's goal area is under siege. Menmi is able to help Memeshi get the kill onto Tensai, but Kuru is there for the trade. A jump in from a Choppy, big damage there as well. A team wipe, but the slow is a painful one. Kuru should be able to walk it in.
Comeback was Zeta.
Zeta Division 1-0. They get the goal and they tie things up in this opening set 1-1.
Great performance from them, and they almost did over-aggress once more. It was Tensai yet again with that Leon who went down just before, but they were able to get a nice trade out, bring it back into control, and take the win nonetheless, making it 1-1 in Backyard Bowl now, and it has been fairly passive. Not as passive as we've seen in other regions, but pretty passive overall. This lollipop drop providing quite useful. 3k still available from Memeshi, even though he missed that previous one. Now, just stalemate once more.
मैंने घर में बोला कि मुझे आईपैड चाहिए, तो उन्होंने बोला कि ये तो लैपटॉप लो, या तो लैपटॉप लो या चप्पल से मार खाओ। कितने वाला तुम लेने के सोच रहे हो? कंपेयर कर लो ना कि तुम कितने वाला लैपटॉप लेने की सोच रहे हो और कितने वाला, अगर मैक लेने की सोच रहे हो तो कौन सा वाला मैक और कितने का पड़ रहा है। ओह व्हाट,
shuts that idea down. Milkreo should go down as well, and that was a beautiful save.
मैक is equal to 1 lakh.
What a defense from Tensai now. Has his super as well. That speed zone still sitting nicely with no tick down damage, which
MacBook Air M1 कितना का पड़ रहा है, कहाँ से लेने वाले हो?
jump comes through from a Chapi, not got the slow off, but Tensai is yet again in defense on his own. Super popped, and Menmi thinks he's going to retreat, and he does the opposite. He goes aggressive and gets the kill. Kuru now on Milkreo, gets the mark as well, might be able to get the takedown. He does just that, and now they're creating the pressure, they're getting the control and putting themselves in a great position. What a bounce back after that great defense.
That's that triggered, but good moment to do so.
Student discount on
To
Apple website is 89k.
possibility to punish them. A nice slow from a mash on to 10 side.
अब मैं तुमको बताऊं, अगर
The jukes
तुम 1 लाख तक अगर मैक ले रहे हो और 1 लाख का अगर तुम
drop.
लैपटॉप ले रहे हो, तो तुमको 3060 RTX 3060 जो मेरे पीसी में, जिससे मैं थ्रू HD गेम्स और स्ट्रीमिंग करता हूँ, वो पड़ जाता है 3060.
Slightly better here for
उतने में आराम से आ जाता है
maybe
लैपटॉप के अंदर,
punished, but the heels
चाहे वो MSI का लैपटॉप हो, चाहे Asus का हो, रोग हो, Asus रोग सीरीज जो है, मेरे पास वही है. मेरा तो और कम का ही है, मेरे को 83,000 कुछ का मैंने लिया था, Asus टफ गेमिंग वाला, बहुत पहले लिया था, मतलब हो गया 1-1.5 साल के ऊपर हो गया,
Place another one a bit
नहीं 1 साल भी होगा.
Chape is the main one who needs to work for his, but got no
और 89k में 3060, हाँ मेरे लैपटॉप में 3060 है. Asus टफ गेमिंग
uses
A15 के अंदर तुमको मिल जाएगा 3060.
forward as he's got no 3k with the heels on.
वो तुम सर्च करोगे तो नहीं दिखाएगा उनकी वेबसाइट पे, बट अवेलेबल है.
Milkreo
i7 12th जनरेशन, यस i7 12th जनरेशन, नहीं मेरा 11th जनरेशन है, i7 11th जनरेशन.
is a heel. Tensai makes it in, and Zeta Division take the first set after some very hard fought defense and some great aggression towards the end.
GG's, good comeback by Zeta Division 0-1.
goal. He goes for the super pass. And the Invis Leon, I mean, was Inviso heal. It's tough, man. We've seen the value, and it's something I feel as well that I haven't seen as much recently. You know, Inviso heal being so.
मैंने देखा it was 1.2 or something और 1 lakh. No 3060 was for 90k. मैं तुमको देता हूँ ना, लिंक देता हूँ दूसरी अगर तुमको देखना है तो, जो मेरे पास है वो मैंने तुमको बोला ना, इस Amazon पे अवेलेबल है लेकिन दिखाता नहीं है.
An amazing job was that.
लेकिन जब उसको उसी पूरा कीवर्ड के साथ सर्च करोगे तो अवेलेबल मिलेगा तुमको.
The most
अभी पता नहीं है या नहीं है, लेकिन मैंने लिया है और अपने फ्रेंड को भी दिलाया था.
draft.
वो तो बढ़िया उसमें गेमिंग करता था, वैलोरेंट खेलता रहता दिन भर बैठ के, और कोई काम धंधा नहीं है उसको.
Does not really help, but in this case, yeah, just an amazing job from Tensai and really showing some love there for that brawler.
I have no clue how Ataru Chancellor did not just score that one. It should have been pretty easy, pretty clean set for them to just be able to walk that in
But they are giving i5 not i7.
and shoot. But they didn't manage to do it, and Zeta Division punished them because of it. Now, we're onto the statistics, and Zeta Division with more kills, and regardless of having a fair amount more kills, every single player has got more than the highest kills of Ataru Chancellor. It didn't look too convincing, and yes, Ataru Chancellor still have more than enough chance to be able to bring this one back. But overall, just a wonderful start for Zeta Division 0, who definitely showing their worth once more. Just not as comfortably as I'm sure they'd like.
Yeah, that was fairly even. That was really fairly even for this opening set. And for a while, I thought the Tower Chan Club might take it, honestly, especially after that first game. But Zeta managed to bounce back, and they'll go into set number 2 with a little bit more momentum as well, which always goes a long way. But across the board, I feel like both teams.
मैंने 2 लाख का भी एक लैपटॉप लिया था, ठीक है 17 जनवरी 2022 को, और एक मैंने लिया था 3 दिसंबर 2021 को. मुझे बस उनकी बैटरी बैकअप का डाउट है, अगर 2 आवर्स में ही स्विच ऑफ हो गया तो. भाई देखो, अगर उसमें भी मोड्स होते हैं, मैक में एक ही मोड पे चलता है,
think Goldirock,
ठीक है, लेकिन ये जो गेमिंग लैपटॉप्स आते हैं उसमें मक स्विच होते हैं और गेमिंग के अलग अलग मोड्स होते हैं।
it's been an
साइलेंट मोड में सबसे लॉन्गेस्ट टाइम के लिए चलता है, क्योंकि जिससे जो फैंस होते हैं वो बहुत स्लो स्पीड में चलते हैं।
feels like it's
और एक्सट्रीम मोड या फिर मैं जो बोलूँ टर्बो मोड जो मैं चलाता हूँ, उसमें फुल परफॉर्मेंस चलता है और उसमें बैटरी 30 मिनट ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा चलेगी फुल टर्बो परफॉर्मेंस में। लेकिन 144 हर्ट्ज की स्क्रीन है उस पर और 3060 है ग्राफिक्स कार्ड, 16 GB की रैम है, 512 GB की उसमें क्या बोलते हैं अपना हार्ड डिस्क है। तो है करंटली अनअवेलेबल दिखा रहा है मुझे जो मैंने लिया था। लिंक दे दूं क्या? कौन सी लिंक दे दो भाई को अगर मिल रहा हो तो। SSD, हाँ SSD है, 250 GB की SSD और 1 TB की हार्ड डिस्क है उसमें।
I like what I'm seeing so far. I mean,
जो मैंने लिया था वो तो अभी अवेलेबल भी नहीं दिखा रहा।
it's, on,
1.09 लाख।
it's
हाँ दे दो, लिंक दे दो,
so much thick.
देख लेगा भाई। और कंपेयर खुद कर लो, हमारे बोलने पे मत जाओ। तुम्हें जो लग रहा है वो देख लो, मैंने जो लिया वो मैंने बता दिया।
So I like to see him being, you know,
238 वर्ड्स का है। तो देखो
multiple different
तुमको एक चीज बताते हैं मनु भैया, जाइए गूगल URL शॉर्टनर पे सर्च करिए,
but
गूगल URL शॉर्टनर पे वो लिंक डालिए और जी गूगल वाली लिंक बन जाएगी शॉर्ट, बिल्कुल छोटी सी,
damage to this
और वो भेज दो।
pushing at times, and something, like a fang is going to be very deadly in those scenarios. So that can be a pretty worrying matchup here. Even though you have the lamp blowout to knock back the fang, you just simply don't have the most damage up close as a tick and a gene. And Max is the final pick. I don't know, man. I don't know. I like the come from Ataru Chan Club. I just think it's gonna struggle quite a bit against the Carl and the Fang.
See, I think, the exact same. Atari Chan Club, overall, they've got a great composition, but do I think it's good for this map? Not so much. We don't see massive amounts of max here. Ticks used quite heavily, but at the same time, against...
जो मैंने लिया था ना लैपटॉप,
We've got the Fang, we've got the Fly...
मैंने लिया था 80 कुछ में, अभी वो 1,37,000 का दिखा रहा है, ठीक है। और उसमें जिस लिंक से लिया था वो अभी अनअवेलेबल उसमें दिखा रहा है, बाकी अवेलेबल है। आप भी देखो। रुको देखता हूँ शॉर्ट URL।
Tower Chain Club getting some nice tags with the tick. Matchy quite aggressive. Chappie does get hit actually by that tick head, and in the end it's a bit of an awkward 1v1, one that a Chappie.
हाँ
I mean, I'm not sure.
हाँ सही है, ये भी तो है 3060 F15 डैश।
Either way, I feel like it was pretty much an unwinnable.
इसमें भी तुमको डिस्काउंट मिल जाएगा।
I don't think necessarily. Chape was fairly low if he kept his distance and obviously kept his last...
नो कॉस्ट EMI। अगर
Memi trying to
तुम्हारे पास क्रेडिट कार्ड है तो फिर ICC क्रेडिट कार्ड में 5% कैशबैक भी है।
nicely. It's a winnable
क्या बात,
too.
बढ़िया है।
It's going to be a tough one, especially with this tick.
Asus stuff, yes, Asus stuff।
Damage, but they are split up as well, which is not the position you want to be in if you're a I can't say zero zone, Zeta division.
I said it earlier too, don't worry, I said it earlier too, but this is better here for the side of Ataru. That opening kill
जॉर्ड लैपटॉप,
helped
जॉर्ड लैपटॉप ये रखा है मेरे पास, ये यहीं रखा हुआ है।
faded out by the call.
और मैं बताया ना दिसंबर में लिया था, अभी तक चल रहा है।
Be about not feeling
और मैं बता दूं वो जो लैपटॉप में चलाता हूँ वो 24/7 चलता है, वो लैपटॉप कभी बंद नहीं होता।
on in.
उसमें कुछ ना कुछ प्रोसेस चल रही होती है, क्रिप्टो रिलेटेड या फिर किसी भी रिलेटेड। और वो लैपटॉप जब से आया है
They did feed a
जिंदगी में सिर्फ 2 बार बंद हुआ है।
charge
जब एक बार के लिए 24 आवर्स के लिए लाइट गई थी, अगर तुमको पता हो, मैंने बताया था 24 घंटे के लिए लाइट नहीं थी, बारिश इतनी ज़्यादा हो गई थी, बिजली के खंभे में डूब गए थे, इसी साल की बात है। और एक जब उसमें गर्मी के टाइम पे एक बार और जब लाइट गई थी बहुत लंबी,
of it.
तब
as
उसके अलावा वो 24/7 चलता है,
kind of want to use that,
कभी बंद नहीं करता हूँ मैं उसको, चलता ही रहता है,
especially
अभी भी चल ही रहा है।
brawlers like Fang that will feed into supers quite a bit.
उस पे खेला करो, क्या ही खेलेंगे। 3060 इसमें भी डाल के रखा, 3060 उसमें भी डाल के रखा है, इतनी बड़ी स्क्रीन पे देख रहे हैं, उसमें ऐसे इतनी छोटी छोटी में खेलना पड़ता है।
to make a play for it, but he's just too low. Managed to avoid some shots in there and has his super as well. But they are going to have
Asus makes great devices.
with the double super, the stun. What a
Asus की सीरीज आती है स्कार सीरीज, ठीक है, मैंने स्कार सीरीज का भी लैपटॉप लिया था,
scene. What a turnaround from 0.
2 लाख कुछ का था, उसमें 3080 था, i7 है ना वो, हाँ वही जो तुमने भेजा है, सेम वही कॉन्फ़िगरेशन है, लेकिन उस टाइम 83 कुछ 80
As a Fang, when
80 किस कुछ का लिया था, ठीक है 83 का लिया था, 88 का लिया था, याद नहीं है, बस हाँ उस टाइम इतने का लिया था, वही लैपटॉप जो तुमने भेजा है।
pretty much instantly
अभी वापस से दाम बढ़ गए हैं, चाहिए।
beautiful, absolutely beautiful there from a champ. He spotted an opportunity and absolutely nailed it. Now Zeta Division really turning up the heat as they are a game away from picking up a second set.
Gadget comes in from Otis, fast splattered down, and Tensai getting some shots for as well. Tick head placed, but Memi's aggressing. Nice flying hook away from Tensai, as they are going to need these heals. Kuru getting hit though, and Mameshi sees the pull, misses it. I'd imagine vision gear as well there, so a bit of a tough pull to miss.
Nice. Oh,
She's going to go down. Complete turn of favors. Chappy with another super goes aggressive, and he's going to get Milkrio as well. Great play once more from him. They have the mute, they've got the heals. If Memi wins this, it's going to
GG's.
be an absolute mystery of how, but he doesn't. Zeta Division 0 carry on their dominance
GST नहीं होता तो और पैसे बचते,
round, and they're going to guarantee.
तो किसी तुम्हारे रिलेटिव या किसी के पास GST हो
In there from Tensai.
तो उस पे ले लो,
Carried over.
27% बच जाएगा तुम्हें, 27%, मतलब 1 लाख का 27%, सीधे सीधे 27,000 रुपए बच गए।
There onto Tensai is incredibly low, is able to bait the vengeful spirit into a wall, which will save his life. Yes, there's still a super on a Choppy, and we saw earlier what he can do with it.
गवर्नमेंट जॉब वालों को सैलरी कौन देगा?
As well, the Chape
वो तो ले ही लेंगे सैलरी।
goes in on Milkrio. Can't get the stun off, but some damage comes through. Pulls there. Mameshi wants to go for it, but at the same time, he's a little bit wary, and he does back off. Doesn't want to risk too much, but the dash comes through again. He lunges in, gets the kill. Memi's low as well. One shot after that burn down damage, which newly been added and made it so good. Milkrio.
GG's.
Division carry on. They make it 2 sets, and what a set! Massive turnaround in the first one.
फिर से जीटा वर्सेस जीटा ही होने वाला है,
Zeta Division all
क्या ही मतलब, क्या ही चल रहा है, जीटा वर्सेस जीटा ऑलवेज।
Yeah, I think there was a bit of a blunder when it comes to the draft on the side of Ataru. Like, I
जीटा वर्सेस जीटा, खाओ पपीटा।
is
मैंने देखा कि एक यूट्यूबर ने सारे डिस्काउंट लगा के 65,000 में ही मैक ले लिया,
like Zeta.
मुझे पड़ रहा 90 के।
Use aggressive brawler.
एक काम करो,
Bring it in if you know don't have enough damage.
अगर तुम 90 के का खर्चा करने ही वाले हो और तुम्हें 65,000 में चाहिए है
Damage.
तो थोड़ा दुबई घूम के आ जाओ, 90 का ही पड़ेगा मतलब ओवरऑल तुमको, लेकिन दुबई घूम के आ जाओगे और तुम वहां से लैपटॉप भी लेके आ जाओगे।
Damage and yes, of course, the gene pool.
घूमना का घूमना हो जाएगा और लैपटॉप का लैपटॉप आ जाएगा।
You can quite quickly be overwhelmed, especially when you have highly mobile brawlers like a Carl and
पहला मैच ही करा दिया करो, जीटा 1 और जीटा 0। अरे पहले यही करा करते थे,
everything that
यही तो होता था हमेशा, पहले जीटा जीटा पहले ही हो जाया करते थे, तो पहले ही आउट हो जाती थी एक टीम।
4K HP
अब उनको अलग अलग
low when he was.
उसमें डाल दिया है, ग्रुप्स में,
You know, you've got to take the risk.
तो फाइनल तक लड़ते हैं।
Like that, you've either got to be the best player in the game, which I think he may be a contender for, or
इंडोनेशिया जाओ,
a complete mad lad who
Wow.
just wants to attempt something and try for it, which at the end of the day he had to do. But as you can see there, 8 kills, majority of the damage all in Chape's hands, and
इंडोनेशिया में जितना सस्ता पड़ रहा है
on the other side of things,
कि जीएसटी का कुछ करना पड़ेगा। रिलायंस स्टोर भी कुछ खास ऑफर नहीं दे रहा। अरे भाई देखो,
those
ऑफलाइन स्टोर जितने हैं ना, वो तुमको ज्यादा अच्छा ऑफर नहीं देंगे इलेक्ट्रॉनिक प्रोडक्ट्स पे।
kind of like boosted it all, you know. But
10,000 ओपी, क्या 10,000 ओपी भाई,
very rare to see a fan
10,000 में मिल रहा है क्या?
percentage of the damage.
अगर 10,000 में मिल रहा हो तो बताओ, ठीक है, मैं तुम सबके लिए 10,000 में ले आऊंगा।
All the true is they're doing like
मैं जाता हूँ इंडोनेशिया, चलो चलो बाली, इंडोनेशिया आई एम कमिंग।
It's quite hard to hit at times
10,000 मिल रहा है पक्का? मेरे को लिंक दो जरा, कहाँ देखा है तुमने ये 10,000 में?
to get 39
मैं अभी फ्लाइट कल की बुक करके निकल जाऊंगा,
this team. But
तो यहाँ आके सबको 50,000 में बेच दूंगा,
Zeta division
तब भी मेरे को फायदा ही है।
and right now for ACC it's their final chance.
It's looking an absolute dream for Zeta Division 0 so far.
इतने टैक्स ऑलरेडी है, फिर भी जीएसटी कहाँ से आ गया
This is not going.
भाई? कहाँ जा रहा है सारे पैसे?
You know, you can use max
देख क्यों नहीं रहा डेवलपमेंट? अरे भैया रोड बन रही है,
like that as well.
एयरपोर्ट्स बन रहे हैं,
I'm a bit scared because I feel like when we've seen either Zeta Division team,
डिफेंस में खर्चा होता है, नए नए
and that is
वेपन्स खरीदे जाते हैं,
that I don't want to back up with.
इसरो में हम नए नए चीजें बना रहे हैं,
They win.
यहाँ वहाँ हम रॉकेट्स भेज रहे हैं, पीएसएलवी जीएसएलवी
I'm with you.
नए नए प्रोजेक्ट्स बना रहे हैं, मंगलयान तो ये यान तो वो यान।
Open up map like that is gonna give some nice opportunities to just kind of play it
184.60 इंडोनेशियन रुपया।
to a certain
अरे भाई तुम ये फाइनल लिंक दो जहाँ पे तुमको ये दिखा रहा है
absolutely willing
कि
to
10,000 में तुमको लैपटॉप मिल रहा है।
draft is coming true. It's gonna be
जो तुमने ये फिगर दिया ना 184.60 इंडोनेशियन रुपीज में मैक, भाई देखो ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है, 10,000 में नहीं मिलेगा।
the
जितना तुमने है ना उसका इंटू कर लो,
the
8,40,000 कुछ का होगा, और उसको यहाँ पे जब कन्वर्ट करोगे तो वही 70-80 पड़ेगा।
running on open zone. But either way, we'll have a Gus first pick, which I'm all down for.
नहीं दिखा रहा, कन्वर्ट करो। अरे भाई मेरे,
For a Gus pick as well, especially when it's so
मैं बताता हूँ तुमको,
adventure with a little bit more.
इंडोनेशिया हुआ और क्या था वो,
Didn't pay off too well
कंबोडिया हुआ,
by Blaze.
और एक और कहीं मैंने देखा था भाई,
Ataro will take, you know, a bit more of a sharpshooter approach, which wouldn't be a bad
इंडोनेशिया,
the Bonnie.
और कभी और कहीं चल रहा था,
Bonnie is, but you know, Satan's go a different route, and they're taking the poker
एक और कहीं का भी मेरा चल रहा था अभी,
into a Gus and a
ठीक है। वहां तो मतलब
biggest.
1 रुपए अपने उधर के 225 रुपए के बराबर थे,
So it's a
ठीक
pretty
है।
solid pick.
नहीं, इसी के आसपास ही कोई कंट्री थी, इंडोनेशिया के आसपास ही,
Throwing back
ठीक
to
है।
the division after that for the
1 रुपए अपना
little bit of an advantage.
वहां का 225 रुपए के आसपास था,
Chankle player-
ठीक है।
Tom said
टाइम पास के लिए
for me.
मैंने सोचा चलो एक होटल देख लेते हैं कितने का पड़ रहा है।
I like the poke.
क्या लगता है कि उनकी करेंसी में कितने का होटल होगा वो?
Reset and get back to the mix very quickly. They're gonna go double healer. That's something we saw earlier today as well. I mean, we saw double healer and Gus, which was an interesting approach for sure. I don't mind it per se. I think maybe
सही जवाब। उनकी करेंसी में होटल मुझे दिखा रहा था 50 लाख 80 हजार कुछ रुपए का।
I feel like Gus
मैं बोला 50 लाख 80 हजार में तो मैं यहाँ पे एक जमीन खरीद लूंगा भाई।
inform might
ये मैं इधर 50 लाख 80 हजार में होटल दे रहा है ये एक दिन के लिए।
and yeah, I think
फिर मैंने देखा कितने रुपए है रेट,
just
तो पता चला 225 रुपए तो रेट चल रहा है इंडिया की करेंसी में। मतलब अगर मैं 1 रुपए कन्वर्ट करूंगा तो उसके बदले में उनको 225 रुपए देना पड़ेंगे।
other
मैंने बोला ये अच्छा इसलिए।
to get
तो मतलब अगर तुम सोच रहे हो कि अरे यहाँ पे 80,000 का मिलता तो वहां भी 80,000 का ही मैक मिलेगा, ऐसा नहीं है।
the crow.
इंटू कर लो उतने का, 225 इंटू 80,000 कर लो तो वहां पे उतने का दिखा रहा होगा, मतलब 10-20 लाख रुपए का एक मैक दिखा रहा होगा।
It's been
अब यहाँ की कन्वर्सी में उतने ही पड़ेगा, बट या
I don't think necessarily that the little goes
दुबई में सस्ता इसलिए पड़ता है क्योंकि वहाँ टैक्स नहीं लगता।
most valuable aspect of the brawler, but the shield is really strong in general, and it is a brawler that can help reset if you manage to get a nice team wipe or win your lane.
थोड़ा भी फर्क नहीं है
I mean, this
ना, सिर्फ ऐसी कंट्रीज जहाँ
the heels
उन चीज़ों पे टैक्सेस कम लगता है। इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स फॉर एग्जांपल, जैसे
after
तुमको
super because of
ये जो एप्पल वगैरह या फिर कोई भी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक चीज़ें, यहाँ तक कि ड्रोन भी मुझे लेना था भाई। मेरे को नोटिस आ रखा है, पता है,
still nothing much coming from
मैंने ड्रोन मंगा लिया था बंदे से।
some shots follow up.
अब वो ड्रोन जो है वो
Coming now
मुंबई एयरपोर्ट पे पड़ा हुआ है 1 साल से।
itself rather than
मैं लेने नहीं गया ना, मैंने उसको क्लेम किया।
it's going
अब वो गया ड्रोन तेल लेने के लिए,
to decide
ठीक है। उसके लिए मुझे
with Poco.
कस्टम डिपार्टमेंट का नोटिस आके रखा हुआ था, तो मैंने लिया ही नहीं।
Followed by a choppy.
तो हाँ, दुबई में सस्ता पड़ता है बहुत ज़्यादा।
Was, however, as we get closer to the finish line, still looking very good here for Ataru.
अरे भाई ये यू बाय वगैरह पे तो बिल्कुल ले ही मत लेना कोई चीज, मैं बता रहा हूँ तुमको। अभी यू बाय पे अभी के अभी तुमने जो लिंक भेजी है ना उसी पे जाओ, बाय पे क्लिक करो, ठीक है। तुमको जो चीज दिखा रहा होगा ना उसके बाद देखना उसके ऊपर कितनी कस्टम ड्यूटी लग रही है। अगर 50,000 का लैपटॉप है ना उसके में मान लो फॉर एग्जाम्पल तुमको दिखा रहा है कि 50,000 रुपये में मैक मिल रहा है, ठीक है। अब जब तुम चेकआउट करने जाओगे फाइनल पेमेंट पे पहुंचोगे उस पर कस्टम ड्यूटी लगा के वो तुमको बताएगा 90,000, 1,00,000 ऐसा। यहाँ जितने का मिल रहा है ना उससे भी और 10,000 रुपये ज़्यादा ही दिखाएगा। अगर मैं दुबई में खरीद के इंडिया में ला रहा हूँ तो इंपोर्ट ड्यूटी या कस्टम ड्यूटी नहीं पड़ेगी। अगर वो लैपटॉप तुम्हारे कैरी बैग में, मतलब जो तुम ऐसे टांग के लाते हो उसमें अंदर आ सकता है, या ड्रोन भी अगर तुम्हारे बैग के अंदर जो तुम फ्लाइट के अंदर लेके जाते हो, कैरी नहीं करते हो, मतलब उसको जो लगेज में डालते हो उसकी बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ, लगेज में डालोगे तो वो कस्टम ड्यूटी देनी पड़ेगी। अगर तुम उसको अपने कंधे पे उठा के लेके आ रहे हो, लेबर गिरी करते हुए ला रहे हो तो कुछ नहीं देना है, 1 रुपया नहीं लगेगा कस्टम का। इवन लोग सोना जो है वहाँ पे देखो, इंडिया में तो पीला सोना बहुत ज़्यादा पसंद किया जाता है, 22 कैरेट 24 कैरेट। वहीं अगर वो सोना जो है गोल्ड पसंद नहीं करते वो लोग, मतलब गोल्डन कलर नहीं, वाइट गोल्ड मिलता है उधर, ठीक है, जो कि होता है 18 कैरेट के, 18 कैरेट 22 कैरेट के आसपास पहुंचता है। तो अगर वहां से गोल्ड लोगे और यहाँ से गोल्ड लोगे तो कम से कम 8-10 हज़ार का फर्क पड़ता है। तो लोग क्या करते हैं पता है, गोल्ड खरीदते हैं और पहन के आ जाते हैं। बोले ये तो मैं पहले से पहन के गया था, तुम्हारे पास क्या प्रूफ है कि मैंने नहीं पहना था? कैसे पता तुमको? मैं तो पहन के आया हूँ, मैं तो हूँ ही अमीर, मैं तो यहीं से पहन के गया था। क्या कर लोगे? लोग 1-1 किलो का सोना पहन के जाते हैं। अगर वही चीज लेकिन मैं अगर सोना चांदी जो भी है अगर मैं अपने लगेज में रख दूं तब मुझे कस्टम ड्यूटी देनी पड़ेगी। वाह मस्त प्लान है। अरे तो भाई जितने भी तुम यूट्यूब पे देखते हो कि फॉर एग्जांपल टेक बर्नर को ही देख लो, लैपटॉप की वो लेने गया था जो अभी नया एप्पल का जो आया था अभी, एम कौन सी चिप थी, M16 M क्या कौन सी चिप आई है अभी, सेकेंड डे ही पहुंच गए थे भाई दुबई खरीदने के लिए। लोग दुबई क्यों जाते, खुद ही सोचो ना, वाई लोग दुबई ही जाते हैं, कहीं और क्यों नहीं जाते? क्योंकि दुबई में ही तुमको सस्ता मिलेगा। कम से कम ये समझ लो सड़ी सी सड़ी चीज भी लेने जाओगे ना इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स में तो 5 से 10 हज़ार का अंतर आ जाता है, और 5 से 10 हज़ार में अंतर आ भी रहा है, खुद ही सोचो। दुबई के दुबई घूमना हो गया, ऊपर से लैपटॉप या फिर कोई भी फ़ोन या फिर कुछ भी लेना था वो भी तुमको मिल गया उतने ही में जितना में यहाँ तुम खरीदने वाले थे। और अगर गलती से तुमने 2-3 ले आए, फॉर एग्जांपल अपने दोस्त के लिए भी ले आया, उसके पड़ोसी के लिए भी ले आया, उसके दोस्त के लिए भी ले आया, तो कितना पैसा बचा लिया? 10-10 हज़ार। अगर 3 लेके आए तो 30 हज़ार का खर्चा बचा लिया तुमने। हेलो राजदीप, कैसे हो? इसलिए जब भी कोई इलेक्ट्रॉनिक चीज लेनी होती है ना लोग सीधे दुबई भागते हैं। जितने भी क्रिएटर जो बॉक्स ओपनिंग करते हैं महंगी चीजों का, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स का, देख लेना हमेशा दुबई में मिलेंगे तुमको। इसलिए मैंने बोला ना, अगर जैसे ये भाई बोल रहा 10 हज़ार में मिल रहा है, अरे भाई 10 हज़ार में कच्चू नहीं मिलता। 10 हज़ार में अगर मिल रहा होता ना तो ये जो क्रिएटर दुबई नहीं जाते, वो इंडोनेशिया कब का पहुंच गए होते। जी उनको तो बॉक्स ओपनिंग करनी होती है हर एक नए प्रोडक्ट की, उनको तो पैसे भी बचाने हैं।
Zeta versus Zeta in these finals, and you know there's just never any change. It's always we've had the past 4 months we had the same quarterfinalists. I believe maybe 1 out of the 4 Zeta faced each other a bit earlier on, and the rest of those we've had a Zeta versus Zeta final, and these Zeta versus Zeta matchups never fail to impress, and I'm hoping this last one won't as well. We've seen sweeps all day long, so we are
ये ब्रॉल स्टार का ई स्पोर्ट देखने के लिए गूगल में क्या लिखना पड़ेगा?
enjoying the brawl styles we've been seeing today.
तुमको अलग से कुछ नहीं लिखना पड़ेगा, तुमको बस ये लिखना पड़ेगा
I've ever seen. Even teams
event.brawlstars.com,
Taro Chang,
सीधे वहां पहुंच जाओगे.
sort of all raw incredible mechanics, but nothing matches the mechanics of either of the Zeta teams, and that's what makes them who they are. That's what makes them.
And once again, Zeta versus Zeta, खाओ पीठा.
No, absolutely. It's been a crazy year, man, for this region.
दुबई जाते वक्त खाली बैग ले जाओ, आते वक्त सब भर ले आओ, लाइव सेट. हाँ
Above everyone else, this
भाई, मेरे तो कुछ दोस्त इतने महान है, वो खाली बैग भी नहीं ले जाते, बैग भी वहीं से खरीद लेते हैं.
split and things have gone quite.
वहीं से बैग खरीदते हैं और लेके आते हैं.
But overall, man, just domination from Zeta as a collective, as an org, just to insist on it a little further more. I believe they haven't lost a single match to any other team.
मेरा ड्रोन जरूर अटका पड़ा रह गया, मैंने लिया ही नहीं. फिर
When you think about it,
कोई नहीं,
World's last
फिर कभी दुबई जाना होगा तो हम ले आएंगे.
based
पहले मुझे इतना आइडिया नहीं था ना,
match where there's been
लगेज में डाल दिया था.
a Zeta team, it's been a Zeta win. Tensai gonna be
अब लगेज में डाला तो भाई बोला निकालो
deaths. Pretty high,
निकालो इतने रुपया.
an amazing performance.
जाते वक्त गरीब, आते वक्त रिची रिच. अरे अरे अरे,
I think is how
एक बार सब चलते हैं, बेस्ट पीसी बिल्ड करवा के ले आते हैं. अरे बेस्ट पीसी तो आजकल यहीं बन जाते हैं. 3090 आजकल इतना सस्ता हो गया, 1,40,000 में 3090 मिल जाता है.
was just absolutely phenomenal.
इतना कम रेट हो गया,
Without the collective,
थैंक्स टू इथेरियम माइनिंग अब बंद हो चुकी है, जिस वजह से
you've got to give
जो ग्राफिक्स कार्ड के थ्रू माइनिंग करा करते थे क्रिप्टोस की, वो अब होती नहीं है. इसलिए जितने भी क्रिप्टो के जरिए जो लोग ग्राफिक्स कार्ड यूज करते थे, उनके लिए वो कोई काम का नहीं है. तो सस्ता इतना हो गया है
all day long, but
कि जहाँ 3 लाख का ही आता था 3090, अब 1,40,000 में नया मिल रहा है.
they do. I mean, for the most part, everything is on point.
और मजे की बात यह है कि एनवीडिया वाले खुद मेल डाल डाल के बता रहे हैं कि भाई आ जाओ ले लो हमारा इथेरियम माइनिंग वाइट शॉप.
There's such a
पहले प्रूफ ऑफ वर्क पे चलता था, POW बोलते हैं जिसको. प्रूफ ऑफ वर्क मतलब जहाँ पे सब एक एक ट्रांजेक्शन जो थे वो ग्राफिक्स कार्ड की कंप्यूटिंग पावर के थ्रू वेरीफाई होते थे. अब प्रूफ ऑफ स्टेक पे चलता है, मतलब एक टाइप से आपके पास कितना स्टेक है उसके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है. उसके लिए कोई भी जरूरत नहीं है किसी बहुत सारे पीसी या फिर उस चीज की. पीसी या किसी भी चीज की जरूरत नहीं है अब उसको वेरीफाई करने के लिए ट्रांजेक्शन को. अब इथेरियम के खुद के नेटवर्क में ही वो वेरीफाई हुआ करेगा, किसी बाहर कंप्यूटिंग पावर की जरूरत नहीं है, उनके खुद के कंप्यूटिंग में ही होगा, जिसको हम बोलते हैं प्रूफ ऑफ स्टेक. अब प्रूफ ऑफ स्टेक पे चलता है इथेरियम. और ऐसा नहीं कि पूरा माइनिंग ही बैन हो गया, माइनिंग चालू है. अरे यार, ये सबसे डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन होता है, जीटा 1 को वोट करो या जीटा 0 को.
perfectly there. The only way to end East Asia 2022 is with this matchup. Zeta Vision 1,
Zeta Division 1 by
Hero, the two titans of this region, possibly even the titans of this world, which we'll find out later on in the year at the World Finals. But look how it's been today. Sweep after sweep after sweep.
Zeta Division 1 को वोट कर दिया.
Had a really tough time against
या
Dolphins.
Z1
Swept Rising Sun pretty convincingly with a massive bounce back to put themselves in the final. Zeta Division 0 convincingly beat Variety Lien. Then
और हाँ, अभी तो सबसे बड़ी बात ग्राफिक्स कार्ड से याद आया,
meet their counterparts.
4090 नया जो सबसे सुप्रीम आया है, जो कि मतलब इतना बड़ा है ग्राफिक्स कार्ड, इतना बड़ा मतलब आपके नए जो पुराने जो थे केसेस उसमें तो फिट भी नहीं होगा.
And moving on to Worlds in a good position.
उसको लोग अनबॉक्सिंग कर रहे थे, ठीक है, कल ही मैंने देखा दे अनबॉक्सिंग भेजा होगा शायद एनवीडिया ने बहुत सारे क्रिएटर्स को, हर जगह बस वही दिख रहा था, 4090 अनबॉक्सिंग, 4090 रिव्यू, बस यही चल रहा था कल. तो 2 दिन हो गए वैसे. इसके बाद कुछ खेलोगे? देखते हैं कितना टाइम हो गया, 2 घंटे से तो स्ट्रीम चल ही रही थी. अगर होगा तो ब्रॉल स्टार ही खेलेंगे, नहीं तो रात में आज ब्रॉल स्टार खेलेंगे. आज रात में ब्रॉल स्टार खेल सकते हैं.
3 of the 6 matches have gone all the way to a set 5. one of the craziest rivalries in all of Brawl esports. It's kind of hard to make a pick here, to be honest with you.
No, I'm gonna have to agree with you, but honestly, I'm gonna be predicting 0. I feel like that performance was just so good, to be honest. But Zeta Division 1, Kenji, Shitampo, Moyo Goku, we've seen them all day long if you've been watching. If not, you've probably seen them throughout the year. And if you haven't been watching Brawl Stars Esports, this is the team to beat. Very, very solid. They've had some wonderful plays throughout today. They had a tough game against Fluffy, as you see some highlights here. But they bounced back very, very well against Rising Sun, and I feel like that's the mentality that puts them in the position they are.
Yeah, it's been a wild year to watch these two teams compete, and I think that's fair, right? I think a lot of people will likely go with the Zeta 1 possibly because they're the reigning MSI champions. You know, we've seen them do it at a global level as well, not just in their region. However, Zeta 0 are the only
कोड नेम्स
these guys in the
ठीक है, कोड नेम्स खेल सकते हैं.
season so far.
कोई है कोड नेम खेलने के लिए और इंटरेस्टेड?
The whole year. They've really been a spectacle to watch too. I mean,
वरना तो वही कोऑपरेटिव मोड में खेलेंगे.
players, I think overall very deserving of the world spot, and like I said, there's a reason there's only 3 points separating these two teams. It's been so competitive throughout the entire year, and when seeing the Zeta divisions,
एक बात तो मैं बताना ही भूल, मेरा फेवरेट यूट्यूबर टफ मैन ने फिर से अपलोड करना शुरू कर दिया. अरे 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 वो जहर वाली खीर कहाँ है? बचा रखी है, खत्म कर दी सब. ले आना वापस से. हमारा फेवरेट क्रिएटर वापस से अपलोड करने लगा है. थोड़ा वो चाहिए रहेगा हमें. कौन टफ मैन आता है ना? टफ मैन द गेमर, सिंगापुर वाला.
They're just so comparable, these two teams. Everything that they do is very similar. Both teams have an extreme
और जहर वाली खीर,
which aligns perfectly with just how
जहर वाली खीर नहीं पता तुम्हें?
to beat some. It's got to be on some highlight reel somewhere because that was just absolutely incredible.
भाई उसका अल्टीमेट डांस देख के तो पागल हो गए थे लोग. सही में ब्लॉगर है. अरे 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 तुम उसका जाके देखो.
at home is going to be very evenly split, and rightfully so. You said you were going with the Zeta Division 0. I'm riding with you as well. I think this is a very tough one to call at the beginning of the year. I think both of these teams were in consideration for me for being the top dogs of their region and some of the top dogs in the world. But for me, Zeta Division 0 have taken it more in the second half of the year. I feel like they've kind of hit that peak performance level. They're in a scary spot, but really anything can happen here. Again, 3 of the 6 times these two teams have played each other, it has gone all the way to a set 5, and I kind of have that expectation here once again today.
I also have that expectation as well because, you know, both of these teams have just turned up today playing absolutely incredibly. You see Kenji here as well, who's just such a player. He's played, you know, so
Link
well and never really
लिंक अब कहाँ से दे तुमको?
that both of these teams have. If they make a mistake, it's punished.
अभी तो उसने कुछ नाम भी चेंज किया है. टफ मैन से अलग कुछ कर लिया उसने, शायद नेम चेंज कर लिया. हाँ बता के तो गया था. अभी तो आया था 2 दिन पहले.
They have and not
2 दिन पहले आया था.
or
नहीं, पिछला बार कब देख रहा था मैं?
because if they do,
1 या 2 तारीख को देख रहे थे ना हम लोग. यही ब्रॉल स्टार्स का ई स्पोर्ट्स टूर्नामेंट जिस दिन भी था उस दिन आया था वो.
Guys, it's unreal. These really are two teams that let their game do the talking. They're not taking to Twitter to talk up a storm. They're not talking jive about their opponents. They show up every single month and they put on a show for us. I think it's one of the most entertaining regions in the world. You know, we have some really good teams like ACC. We've got Rising Sun Esports, who have definitely surprised me this year, that have been teams that have played in a very solid state. And
इसमें जो पिन मिल रहा है गंदा है, सिर्फ लास्ट वाला स्प्रे ओपी है. ठीक है, जो मिल रहा है फ्री में मिल रहा है. Now it's tough man RB.
You pick your shot on this one. I can't blame a single person at home for whichever side they go with. There are certainly wins possible for both of these teams.
I mean, it's rare to see even a prediction as close as this by the public, because usually it's incredibly one-sided. So that's just how you know how close these teams are in terms of skill to each other. I think all 3 of us, I was looking at the predictions, I think Teddy's gone with Zeta Division 0 as well. So all of us aligning with the side that the public hasn't aligned with, which is maybe a little bit worrying, but at the same time, I'm feeling pretty confident in my pick. Deep Diner is the first map up, and we've got the bands in Stu, Janet, and Ruffs. And from the side of Zeta Division 0, we've got the Penny, we've got the Gene, and we've got the Squeak. We have a 6-man game.
And Crow is going to be the 1.1 pick. I got to respect
कौन सी है डांस वाली?
a lot of utility here when you look at the ban. Too, if the other side
हो
wants
गया होगा उसको 3-4 महीने हो चुके डांस वाली वीडियो को.
on Deep Diner, now that they have Crow on their side, well, it can kind of aggress both of those brawlers. I love the pivot coming in here from Zeta Division 1, though. They're going to run with the Spike, which I think is going to be a quite solid matchup into the Crow, and they're going to run with the Surge too.
Chat miss.
Picking up this Surge, that's going to be the wow factor kind of.
कौन सा chat miss भाई? पढ़ तो लिया था.
That Zeta Division 1 needs. Look, of course,
स्प्रे वाला,
the other team picks.
पिन वाला और स्प्रे वाला पढ़ तो लिया था. उसके अलावा तो कोई नहीं आया.
Also a counter into Surge with that life plant. I think overall they.
बहुत पुराना वीडियो है भाई, मत देखो वरना तुम भी उसके फैन हो जाओगे. हाँ भाई, जबरा फैन. कि मैं तेरा हाय रे जबरा होए रे जबरा फैन हो गया.
Division 0 are going to be trying to reach for at the moment with Penny out of the way, with Gene out of the way. You got to look towards the bow, right? I think the bow's the only other real mid contender. Otherwise, you're going to have to go with something a little bit more unusual. The Gus is still open, which we have seen previously. I believe it was by Zeta Division 0 who played the Gus here. They've gone with Anita. Does that mean they're playing the Crow mid, I imagine, and Carl down the lane? Nita on one of them as well, and there's a few mids that are still quite widely available. You know, as I said, I'm looking towards the bow, I'm looking towards a Gus or something like that, and they've gone with Anita.
I'm perplexed too. I think, you know, Nita is a solid brawler. I've seen it on this map before, but a very unconventional approach, I would say. I'm with you. I think Crow almost has to be the mid here. You know, he's got a wide range with his daggers. I think
और उसके स्विमिंग ब्लॉक्स तो पूछो ही मत.
on the other side, maybe there's a matchup I'm not aware of, and Moya Goku's gonna.
टाइटल बताओ यार. अरे भाई टाइटल.
I think Zeta Division 1 has a very well-rounded comp. And
टाइटल देखना पड़ेगा भाई.
this Zeta Division 0 comp. Very interesting stuff.
I'm intrigued to see how well this Crow plays in mid, but clearly Moyogaku knows that that's going to be the case, and even if a Carl goes mid or the gems switch, B's always going to have that range advantage. And no, there's nothing to break up the map here really, but I think still you need a bit of range in this mid. When you play in diagonally, you can see where the grass lies. When the diagonal gameplay hits, that's when you're really going to be doing quite solidly. We've got the Spike versus the Nita of the left-hand side, Surge against Crow on the right-hand side. Kenji's already picked up his 3k, and it's going to be the Carl playing the mid.
ये मैसेज जो पॉप अप कर रहा है, brawlers will drop their gems when defeated. पता है भाई सबको. ई स्पोर्ट्स चल रहा है, इसमें सबको पता है.
Nice takedown on it to the foe right there. Tensai going to be falling weak here too. Going to be forced away with that super. Goes down to Moya Goku though. Shitampo not quite powered up to that tier 2 surge we'd like to see him get to. Getting that early on is a big deal. He's going to go ahead and pop another gadget. I think very wise. Go ahead and get through those, get yourself a super, and then you can get aggressive throughout the match. And that's exactly what he did there.
Nice little level.
पिंस मिला एक भी अभी तक. हाँ, वो तो मिल चुके हैं. अभी तक टोटल 3 मिल चुके हैं शायद. ये वाले तो मैंने नहीं लिए, उससे पहले में 2 लिए थे. इस वाले में 1 ही मिला है अभी तक शायद. और उसके स्टोरीज वीडियो देख के तो जेके रोलिंग भी शर्मा जाए. टैलेंट भाई, टैलेंट है.
Kenji's got the range and Moyogaku's got control of his lane. It's starting to look a little bit more dull now.
Yeah, 7-5 in gym count, but
तेरा हाय रे जबरा होए रे जबरा
kill on this left-hand side.
फैन हो गया.
Choppy weak. Things looking really good here for Zeta Division 1. And I feel like this Kuru Nita brawler pick was one we were very interested in before the draft. I love this pick of a life plant for the Spike. I think it's becoming more and more normalized, and something we've really seen a lot here today when Spike is played. Countdown beginning, 12 seconds to go. Chitampo backing up, Kenji with gems in hand as well. And Zeta Division 0 need to pick one of these two up. Chitampo going to take some hate here. It's going to be a close call there. The Crow shots to land it, and the clock is going to reset. Still in control for Zeta Division 1.
Are they able to reset from mid though? I feel like there's maybe an 8th gem on the floor. There might be enough time if one spawns now, but they get the takedown anyway. Kuru's gonna get that one, but Kenji's gonna pick up anyway. Moigoku cleans up those gems on the floor, and Zeta Division 1 are gonna carry on to this countdown. No chance of a reset from Zeta Division. They managed to take this first game, and the public seem to be maybe a little bit more correct than us so far.
Tension and a Chappy can't hold it back.
This draft too. I think it's really interesting.
Tensai.
Brawlers I'm gonna need to see pop off here.
Tensa and Chappy can't hold back Kenji.
Something that we were a little questionable about, at least in terms of matchups to the enemy team.
Tensa.
I see some more Bruce the Bear running around on this map. I want to see Kuru get some supercharged, and I think Zeta Division 1 playing this composition very well. Spike can keep that distance, B can keep that distance, and Shitama.
भाई इसमें लेकिन मुझे समझ में नहीं आया
It's all smooth sailing really from there. I mean, once he got to that,
कि नीता किस खुशी में लिया भाई
it was really difficult to deal with.
नीता की ना रेंज है
Division 0 this time around 5.
ये ऑटो करेक्ट का अपना दिमाग है क्या करूं
Yeah, I think Zeta Division 0 have definitely got the matchups they prefer this time, and a Bruce Bear already down with the gadget over the left-hand side there. Faux fur popped. A Chape gets hit though, slowed down now. There was Kuru starting to make some moves. Little gadget pop from Shitampo, can't quite get the hits in, but Moyogoku's going to pinch in. A Chape's fairly low, but Shitampo doesn't have that level 3, or not even level 2, because he's using that gadget at the moment and still doesn't have it. Moyogoku popping this though, fertilized there as well. The spin comes in, and he cleans it up. A little turnaround there from Tensai, great play from him. Shitampo had to try and make a gamble for these gems, or that's pretty much going to be countdown for Zeta Division 0.
Wow, what a turnaround here for Zeta Division 0. Countdown instigated, and now it's Moyogoku and Zeta Division 1 who are on the offensive. Stampo at that tier 2 surge, and they're playing on the back foot here. Zeta Division 0 playing a full defensive effort. There goes the life plan, a takedown as well. That clock's going to be reset. Bruce the Bear trekking down the right-hand side, trying to get rid of Moyogoku.
इसमें नीता का क्या रोल था समझ में नहीं आया मुझे तो
Cleans that up very quickly, though. Another super goes down. Nita's going to be in trouble. Carl with the super. They still have 10 gems in hand. 3 seconds to go. 10G looking for
and चलो
inside.
1-1
There for Zeta Division 0. 1-1 overall in set number 1.
Close towards the end there though, and that
नीता was kind of bad pick अब तक का सबसे बेस्ट इन क्रो का है क्रोबोन
place it onto the Nita, and at the same time the spin was able to kind of negate the effects of the slow that Kenji put onto the Carl, because it increases that movement speed a little bit more. Now
नहीं फिनिक्स क्रो है
matchups, and they're having to swap,
अच्छा
sacrifice a lot of the control that they would have had without swapping, but they know they need to do it. The first game was a reflection on that. The second
फिनिक्स इज
because they had the matchups,
बढ़िया है भाई फिनिक्स अच्छा है
they need to ensure that it's right.
Yeah, Carl and his Spike can be a little more favorable, I think, with those interactions, just because of Moyogoku's popping a life plant or anything like that sort. You know, it's a lot better for Carl, whose shot pierces right through that. Achapi and Kuru taking some heavy heat on this left-hand side, though. Shitampa with the super, he's going to be at tier 3 for the moment. Tensai trying to defend away Moyogoku. That gap.
अभी उसका रिवर्क आएगा
Zeta Division 1 are going to
रिवर्क
pick up
तो
on
पता नहीं
as well. 8 gems to 0. Zeta Division 1 kicking off this game very well.
Tensai coming in strong though, flying hook in, and Moyogoku's going to go down. 8 gems in hand of Kenji though, and he needs to be a little bit cautious. Still some flying hook.
कोड नेम्स खेलेंगे ये लोग
Got a super though, he's level 3.
पूछ लो भाई कोड नेम्स किस चीज को खेलना है
Once more, try to get a jump onto Tensai.
खेलेंगे तो ठीक वरना कोऑपरेटिव मोड
Gems in hand. Moyogoku, great shot on Skuru though.
ओ नाइस शॉट ओ अच्छा पी बच गया भाई
But now they have control of this.
व्हाट कोड नेम्स
He's got slow as well.
कोड नेम्स इज अ गेम
That should be a shot and a follow with a 3.
जिसमें आपको
That though. But
वर्ड्स दे के सिलेक्ट करवाना होता है
third one spawns, Shitampo jumps in. He can take these suicides. He can.
खेलोगे तो समझ में आएगा ऐसे तो बता के कोई मतलब नहीं
And the countdown starts.
या फिर किसी की स्ट्रीम देख लो समझ जाओगे
Aggressive jump in from Achapi. He's going to fall. Shitampo, low HP, but all he has
फिनिक्स क्रो भी ठीक है पर ज्यादा टॉक्सिक क्रोबोन लगता है
the gap quick enough, and it's going to be Zeta Division 1 taking over set.
Starting things off strong then in Zeta Division 1. They're just amending these kind of mistakes that they made in the second. They knew they had to rotate as soon as Zeta Division 0 did in the third. And that's the kind of reparations they need. Make these kind of improvements. You can take a loss in the second as long as you're pretty much guaranteed in the third. I think because they had the better comp through the mid and through the lanes when they had those matchups, they felt pretty confident in the third, and it definitely showed through their gameplay.
Yeah, impressive stuff from Zeta Division 1, and honestly, 0 as well. What a competitive set. You know, game 3 got really out of hand, I would say, for Zeta Division 0, but both teams made adjustments all throughout it. There were definitely more favorable matchups, at least, I would say, for Zeta Division 1 throughout that. I think that comes with the draft. I think that comes with knowing...
भाई मैंने फिनिक्स क्रो खरीदा है इसलिए उसको बेस्ट बोल रहा हूँ
take all those matchups that you can get to, and you're at a professional level with 2
हेलो स्वरूप ब्रॉल स्टार्स
every little bit.
How are you?
I think overall, Zeta Division 1
वरना मुझे बुरा लगेगा. अरे अरे अरे.
up appropriately with the enemy brawlers. Again, the need to pick find brawler. I'm just not sure.
यार फिर तो काला कौवा स्किन ही सही लगती है,
As we saw
क्योंकि मैंने कोई स्किन नहीं खरीदी है और मेरे पास वही स्किन है, तो मैं तो बोलूँगा काला कौवा स्किन ही सही है.
in terms of the kills and
सबसे बेस्ट स्किन वही है,
number 3
डिफॉल्ट स्किन.
favor of Z1.
How many teams go to
I just think the bow or
World Finals from East Asia?
in the mid would have gone quite a long way.
East Asia से 2 ही जाने वाली है, I guess.
Crow on lane, even if they'd picked it early, Crow on lane's still fine against, you know, a Surge or some.
मतलब यही दोनों जाएंगे, Zeta Division 1 and Zeta Division 0.
Have to pick an
यही दोनों जाने वाले हैं East Asia से. तो फिर
grave mistake that they made. Tensai bringing home 54% of the damage though, and that just shows how little Kuru really managed to do. And Achape obviously playing through the mid, you don't expect much damage, and that kind of reflects onto Kenji as well, regardless of him playing B. And he hit a lot of shots, bear in mind. Shitampo and Moigoku are always going to come away with more because they're the aggressors.
Yeah, Shitampo with 37% leading his team. I mean, that's an awesome thing to see from your Surge gameplay. Again, that can be a really risky brawler to run. You know, Surge is kind of one of these low floors, high ceiling kind of plays. He's the X factor for your team. And I think Shitampo did a really good job of ensuring that he got that tier 2 Surge early, because that's a huge jump from 1 to 2 especially. You know, each little bit helps as you approach that 4th, but it's worth it to pop a couple gadgets early, especially when you're going against players at Zeta Division 0 are. You need all the help you can get. Otherwise, you're stuck at that tier 1 Surge. You're slow. You can't get around the map as much. Your range is shorter. I think they did a good job of really playing that brawler and making sure he was a strength for their team and not something holding them back.
Yeah, you know, we saw the flip side as well in an initial matchup of Zeta Division. The Surge was being played against them. They were playing
Phoenix Crow
and it was dominance. And
ही बेस्ट है.
from doing it this time,
झूठ बोलोगे तो काला कौवा काट खाएगा.
which is always going to be, if the Surge is able to
कि काला कौवा काट खाएगा, सच्ची बोल कि काला कौवा काट खाएगा.
so in Brawl Ball, another aggressive mode that
दलेर मेहंदी ओपी.
this kind of favors every single team in East Asia, as that's just their play style. Bonnie, Poco, and Stu banned out from Zeta Division 1. Zeta Division 0 getting rid of the Gene, Otis, and Janet. Another 6-ban game. They're clearly quite aware of each other and aware of what their opponents want to draft, I feel.
Oh, you got to think there's a lot of familiarity between these guys. I mean, between scrims, between already 6 matchups just in the BSC alone. You know, these guys are no slouches. They know each other well. They put in the time to scrim, to practice, to kind of learn the ins and outs. And I feel like there's a lot of strengths brawlers that both these teams kind of share. You know, ones like Stu are brawlers that both teams can run really well. We've got Gene, we've got Max. You know, a lot of these mechanical brawlers, both these teams are going to be excellent at. To kick things off, though, they're going to be running the Squeak on Zeta Division 1 side. They have the first overall pick, another Surge selection as well. This is a great map for Surge as well, especially if those walls kind of stay up. And so far on the side of Zeta Division 0, they don't have any wall break. Another Crow pick seems to be a brawler they're gravitating towards, along with Carl. So it's kind of some similar flares to what we saw in the last map, but I do think in terms of the selection of brawlers and the pool of brawlers you can see on this map, it is pretty similar to Deep Diner in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I mean, Zeta Division 0 have literally taken the exact first 2 brawlers. We've got the Surge on the side of Zeta Division 1. Ruff's going to finish off that comp, and I do kind of like it. I'd imagine we're going to be seeing Squeak or Surge through the mid and Ruff's down one of the lanes. But Zeta Division 0, they've got quite a good piercing comp, and, you know, if Carl's going to go aggressive on Squeak, it's a little bit worrying with that flying hook. If Carl's on the Ruff's matchup, it's quite unfortunate because of the sandbag's not going to get much value. But if you can kind of pair it up right, Surge on Carl, Ruff's on Crow, then you're going to be doing fine. Sprout as the last pick, I'm not too sure about it. I think it's pretty decent on this map. It can block off quite a few different avenues, but it just doesn't have the Brawl Ball, you know, it doesn't have the Brawl Ball flair.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I mean, not necessarily the most aggressive brawler. I don't think it's going to be a hard counter say into anything, and I am a little bit concerned if Shitampo gets up there. You know, Surge can do really well into squishier brawlers, but if Sprout is running the shield, it definitely helps him out a little bit better. Having these walls up and being able to craft his own is a big factor too. I think it's going to be nice to play into somebody like Squeak, could do well into Colonel Ruffs, who has to rely on his range and kind of the bounce shots off the walls. I think if Kuru plays this right, it can absolutely
जल्दी कोई जीतो कोई खेलेगा कोड नेम्स ऑडियंस बताओ.
well here in order to perform. Starting things off on the right-hand side, it's going to be Tensai picking up a kill. Moigoku getting the mid as well, and Tensai getting deleted very quickly there, taking advantage of the bounce shots, which is just one thing that Colonel Ruffs can bring to the table on this map.
Shitampo's already guaranteed himself level 2 for the rest of the game as well, which is always going to be huge. Gadget popped early on as well. Shots not connecting onto a Chape just yet, which would have been quite valuable because he's going to need this level 3 permanently soon enough. Kuru's going to go down to Kenji here as well, super available too. Tensai's going to try and make a break down this left-hand side. Shitampo's going to follow him though. He wants this super and he knows he can get it off Tensai, but he is slowed. I'm not really sure how that effect came to be. Crow maybe slowed him off on the side there. But nice aggression now. Ball passed forwards into the goal mouth. Chape cornering it, but the ball is not through just yet. Kuru has this wall, and Moegoku's trying to avoid some shots. Get a break, he gets it. The wall's going to be there, though, and the block off, but they're pinned in spawn. The jump through from Crow, knowing he can't break this wall, but Shitampo's just going to go into the goal, and he's going to get both of the players. The wall's going to come down, and Zeta Division 1 are going to...
Easy peasy.
Is the Shitampo we love.
क्या कोड नेम्स? अरे कोड नेम्स गेम है भाई.
Way to go down to Shitampo, popping off right there, and that's the matchup I was worried about. Surge can do really well into squishy brawlers. He can get around the walls with his super too, and right now Shitampo is getting plenty of kills. There goes another one. Kuru is going to fall. Kenji, ball in hand, kick to the right. Moegoku, ball available for his side. Tensai fending him away as a Choppy, just trying to hold things together for his team for a moment, and right now Sprout is getting shredded through. Shitampo mercilessly taking down enemy after enemy, and he's going to be all the way up to tier 4 now.
Level 4 now been placed in, and got another super in hand as well. Moegoku trying to work for a super. Even if he gets this, the pass-through's there, but it's not going in. Shitampo now in a tough position. Achape is going to be taken down, and he survives nonetheless, slowed. But now, Kuru's not hitting any shots even when he's slowed, and even if he got anywhere near him, he could have just jumped over it. Tensai coming in. Shitampo jumps over that to maintain level 4. Control, and the 1 goal lead's still there. Moegoku shooting shots down the right-hand side. Achape got the jump over, but there's always some defense there. Shitampo gets the shots off. 9 seconds on the clock.
Nice.
Another game up.
It's like they are playing with their own friends, but at international level.
I mean, absolutely a huge factor for his team. There's no mistake. This guy is one of the best in the world, if not the best. There's a reason people have been saying it since last year. You can see with your own eyes. That guy is crazy. And to see him go off with the surge now 2 sets in a row. Oh my goodness. I mean, it's just a sight to see. You know, this is a really special player, and you can see it here, and there's a reason he's a world champion. There's a reason why he's a favorite to do it again. This time around, though, Zeta Division 0. Nice pickup. We're going to need Kuru to really pop off here. I need to see some Sprout walls going down, cycling it out with the gadgets as well, just trying to craft a map in a way that fits them. He's hitting some good shots right now, though. Kenji going to be falling weak. That's a pickup for Kuru. It's going to be Shitampo still at tier 1. This is a little bit slower of a start than we've seen from him, and Zeta Division 0 so far are taking advantage of it.
What?
Position now for Zeta Division 1. Kenji, though, breaking through those walls with that invulnerability that he gets out of spawn. Moegoku needs to try and get some supers, provide them to his teammates, so as this could go bad quite quickly. Shitampo pinned up top, and Achape knows this. Tensai's going to go in. Can he get the takedown? He can't just yet. The wall's there. The shot through, and they just managed to pick it up off the line, but they can't get anything.
Nice.
Zeta Division 0 force the ball in, and they bring a goal forward now, and they take the lead.
Shitampo on the pop-off brawler right now, still at that tier 1 surge. We've been alluding to it the whole time, but it really is a huge factor. I mean, he's super slow. Achape can kind of just keep his range here, and nobody is overstepping from Zeta Division 0. I love how calculated that push was. They don't give up a super to Shitampo, and they still manage to score. Tensai trying to get out of this situation. Now bounce shots off the right-hand side, attempting to connect to Kenji there. Moegoku stepping forward. He's really getting aggressive on Kuru here. Is going to be falling weak. Wall going down. He's trying to kick this away. Connection from Squeak, though. They're going to be able to put this ball in the top left-hand corner, though. Achape playing the gatekeeper to that ball for now as Zeta Division 1 creeps up this map.
Shitampo finally got level 2 now. Might have to turn back and try finish off Tensai, but he's just aggressing. They're not stopping here. There's no wall. The pass through. Kenji can't quite get it. The ball doesn't go in, but it's on the line. He's avoiding the shot from Tensai. Moegoku finishes him off, and the ball
Easy peasy.
in. Shitampo delays a bit.
They already know each other's favorites and play styles.
But, I mean,
देखो क्या ही फर्क पड़ता है.
Kenji
जीटा डिवीजन का मालिक तो एक ही है. बोले इधर से पैसा आए चाहे इधर से पैसा आए, अपना क्या जाता है. इसमें उनका घाटा, मेरा कुछ नहीं जाता.
get the super off. Doesn't really want to either. Moegoku's got this, but Achape's got his super through. Can't quite do it just yet as he's waiting for this overtime. Still got some gadgets left for the slows as well. Shitampo's got level 3 though, and that's going to be monumental.
The This is huge positioning here for Zeta Division 0. The walls have come down. It's overtime. And like you said, Sprout and Squeak definitely not my top candidates to play a wide open map. Right now, Zeta Division 1, though, with all the control, they're landing their shots. Kenji falls, though. It's going to be 3 brawlers standing for Zeta Division 0. Shatapa with the ball, though. He's going to get taken down. Moya Goku falling weak. He has to fall back as well. Aggression from Tensai. Choppy with a super. They're looking for a
Nice.
left-hand side. It's going to be Zeta Division 0 tying things up.
Zeta Division 0.
ये चलेगा भाई, इनके मैच लंबे चलते हैं भाई, बहुत लंबे.
Fairly good.
Zeta Division 1 and Zeta Division 0.
Aggression and overconfidence.
Hello, Yellow Lantern, Whitey.
Zeta
Hello there, what's up?
hitting back, and Shitambo needing a much earlier level up because that's what cost Zeta Division 1 this time. He can win a game on his own.
It's like Kalia is Zeta and Dolu Bholu are Zeta 0 and 1 Kalia.
Looking good
को
for
पता है कि पैसे उससे ही मिलेंगे.
decided to drop a wall. Moya Goku is going to stay alive. They're going to retract that wall for now. Tensai does have an opportunity to grab this ball, but Moya Goku has been a real problem so far. Tensai trying to dash out of this situation. He's still going to fall, though. Kuru going to go ahead and just completely try and block up this ball. Shatempo slides through, though. Kuru picking up the ball and now trying to get a super shot away. Almost a
You play Brawl Stars, bro? Yes, I play Brawl Stars sometime now.
super in hand, too.
Previously, I was playing daily, but
He has the level 2.
as for now, I play on weekends only.
Shots from
And in our next stream, that will be around from 4 hours from now,
Fritz.
I will be playing Brawl Stars. Right now, we are watching Brawl Stars esports.
Over there, but now Charpe slotting back into mid. Shitampo has this level 3 temporarily, but able to connect a couple more shots. Charpe maybe close to super as he slotting into these aggressive positions, waiting for that play to be made. Shitampo unable to do too much without this level up, and he keeps on rotating towards the Carl. But Zeta Division 0 are just being reactive and doing the exact same thing and moving him away.
Well, they're fending off Shitampa for now. Choppy needs to be careful, though. Shitampa can get over those walls at any given moment. He keeps flashing that super. He is definitely seeking out an opportunity to get aggressive here. Crow is squishier brawler. Kuru is squishier brawler. He's going to get through that wall, too. This is terrifying right now. Shitampa gets a pickup onto Kuru. Tensai, though, going for the aggressive play. He has a super available. He tried with a super shot. It couldn't quite get there, though. Choppy
Oh,
hand. Shitampa is going to fall. It's just Moya Goku playing defense. And all things considered, Zeta Division 0 are going to end up with control of the map now.
hello Maggie. अभी तक तुम जिंदा हो. Oh my God.
Quite devastating for Zeta Division.
God.
Good start to this. All crumble apart just like this.
Maggie अभी तक जिंदा है.
To provide it to his teammates and the ball firmly in his
ये तो मैंने खा लिया था.
the residue over that right hand side, but now
But Maggie तो Maggie है.
Shitampo just been
Maggie अभी तक जिंदा है.
when these walls go down, it's going to be more
फालतू में लोग टाइगर जिंदा है मूवी बनाते हैं. मैगी जिंदा है भाई.
0 collapsing again, and that's what they're
मैगी जिंदा है. ये मूवी सही है.
power ups being provided.
यही असली मूवी है.
Not sure if that'll be enough.
बाकी सब बकवास है.
And now overtime strikes again. Shitampo is powered up, and if there's one
Maggie is alive. Yes, Maggie is alive.
up, it is him, and they're going to be the ones with the ball in hand, crossing the midfield line. Choppy trying to fend them away. Super available for both Tensai and Choppy. They're starting to gain a little bit of momentum.
और बताएं
30 seconds to go.
क्या चल रहा है आपका मसाला वसाला कैसा है?
To gain some mid control.
Mogoku with another power up, and Kenji's looking for that, but supers galore on the side of Zeta Division, cornering the ball now. But Zeta Division, one of the ones who are aggressing, they're getting the position of this. But Tensai comes in, he's got.
Oh,
He's
nice. बहुत लो, बहुत लो, बहुत लो.
but Shitampo's going to counter.
Come on, come on. गोल, 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 गोल. अरे गोल जाना भाई, वैसे भी तो हाथ नहीं है. जाना गोल कर.
But Kenji, he's got his eyes on the prize, wants to play for the game, but does back up eventually. Tensai coming in though, has this super protective pirouettes there as well. 4 seconds on the clock, can they get it through? They might be able to. A shot, but it's not enough time. The draw is there, and Zeta.
टाई हो गया. फिर से एक और बार. कॉलेज में बिजी पूरा दिन, बहुत होमवर्क देते हैं. अरे अरे अरे.
Nobody is holding back.
उनको अपना स्पेशल मसाला मैगी खिलाओ, सुधर जाएंगे.
1-1 overall. We're going to be replaying a game number 3. Somebody's got to win it at some point, and both these teams really stepping up the ball games. A Division 0, especially after that first one, really made a good comeback. I felt like they played a good one in game 3 as well, and now we're going to be going at it again.
कॉलेज में होमवर्क की प्रोजेक्ट.
Continue to fight for the number 1 team in the 3.
वैसे तुम क्या पढ़ रहे हो भाई? मैगी. तुम तो ऑलरेडी मैगी मसाला स्पेशल मैगी हो.
Quite quite heavily. Gadget pops and Shitampo can't get much out of it. Kuru now grabbing this wall, but just denies Shitampo some shots, but they get the trade out. Moyogoku questioning where to put this ball now, puts it forward towards the other side of things. Moya gonna break this wall up and try take Tensai by storm. Gets a
पहली बार सुना होमवर्क इन कॉलेज, बहुत ही सीरियस कॉलेज लगता है, पढ़ाई को लेके बहुत सीरियस है। बोले होमवर्क भी देंगे, प्रोजेक्ट तो मिलेगा ही मिलेगा, होमवर्क लेकिन भर भर के मिलेगा। बोले स्कूल वाली आदत छूटनी नहीं चाहिए।
He might be able to get this one shot needed for the super, but the Sprout takes him down and back to square one.
कौन से ईयर में हो वो तो ठीक है, तुम कौन सा कोर्स कर रहे हो, क्या पढ़ रहे हो, ये बताओ।
Goku's been a real problem for Zeta Division 0 to deal with this entire match. A connection there onto a choppy as well. He's going to be slowed.
वैसे मैं फूड टेक्नोलॉजी कर रहा था, फिर दूसरे कॉलेज में ECM लग गया, अब फिर से फर्स्ट ईयर में हूँ। हाँ वो तो मुझे याद है, तुमने यही बताया था कि भाई तुम फूड टेक्नोलॉजी करने गए थे, कहाँ पंजाब साइड कहीं गए थे, वहाँ पे तुम्हारा हो गया था। 1 ईयर मैंने फूड टेक्नोलॉजी की है, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस कोर्स। अरे भाई AI बना रहा है बैठ के। भाई एक ऐसा AI बनाओ कि स्ट्रीम होती रहे लेकिन मुझे स्ट्रीम ना करना पड़े। गेम अपने आप मैं सोचूं कि अच्छा ये अटैक हो जाए, वैसा अटैक हो जाए, ऐसा AI चाहिए मेरे को। बस मैं ऐसे गैजेट पहन लूंगा और सोच ऐसे बैठ जाऊंगा आराम से, ऐसे करके पीछे, और बस बोलते जाऊंगा ओके उड़ा दे इसको, इधर से शॉट जाएगा, उधर से जाएगा, बस। हाँ दिल्ली में कर रहा था, फिर अचानक से तुम्हारा क्या चेंज हो गया भाई। जरूर एक AI आपके लिए, धन्यवाद आपका, धन्यवाद, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका। उसके लिए हम आपको नोबेल पुरस्कार दिलवाना चाहेंगे। एंड अगर नोबेल प्राइज नहीं मिला तो हम आपको नेवल प्राइज दिलवाएंगे, लेकिन प्राइज जरूर दिलवाएंगे।
Unfortunate ending to a very, very good set, and I'd love to see him be able to block that off and then play the overtime again. But
अचानक मुझे पता चला कि मेरे कुकिंग बहुत खराब है और उन्होंने मुझे बोला कि तू रहने दे भाई, कुछ और कर ले। वाह 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 वाह, ये भी ठीक है, लेकिन आज होमवर्क नहीं मिला जो आ गए।
The walls placed too early, and the goal's there. Zeta Division 1 move up once more, and Zeta Division 0 are going to have to reverse sweep 3 sets in a row.
आज वो अपना मैगी खुद खा के आया है, इसलिए उसका मैगी पावर है। आज कल हॉलीडे, सही है भाई, आज और कल हॉलीडे। अरे ये तो मैं पिक भी नहीं कर रहा हूँ, कौन मेरी आईडी से पिक किए जा रहा है भाई, क्या चल रहा है, अलग ही नशे में चल रहा भाई, अपने आप ही पिक हो रहे हैं चीजें। हैक कर ली मैंने, वाह, मुझे तो मैगी पे शक है, जरूर इसने AI यूज किया है।
Reverse sweep here. There are MSI champions. They're up by 3 points in the region. I mean, it's just neck and neck, but right now it is Zeta Division 1 giving some eerily similar vibes to a couple months ago when they won 3-0 against Zeta Division 0. It wasn't as close, I would say. It was more of a complete sweep. I don't believe Zeta Division 0 even got a
only virus है जिससे Zeta Division
more competitive. And look at Zeta
पता है,
I mean, every single one of them putting on a show.
अच्छा है, बहुत अच्छा है।
Both sides and a long drawn
दिवाली की कितने दिन की छुट्टी है भाई तुम लोगों की?
amount of work, and you're going to see that there. But
दिवाली वैसे मंडे को है ना इस बार?
when he was powered up, they were on the money, and when he wasn't,
कब है दिवाली?
more of a problem.
अरे ओ सामा, कब है दिवाली?
I mean, it's just look at the kills as well.
हेलो संगीता जोशी,
Zeta
टेक माय नेम शुभांकर जोशी। अरे शुभांकर जोशी,
so
कैसे हैं आप? हाउ आर यू डूइंग?
just a lot of the time they couldn't get the ball forward without any of these power-ups, and the Sprouts there always blocking them off, stopping possible plays by blocking off the different choke points. The Sprout was definitely
कहीं आप भी शुभांकर जोशी ब्लॉक्स तो नहीं करते?
definitely did more than I thought it was going
करते हो तो बता दीजिएगा।
As soon as overtime hits or Shitampo gets his level 3, everything crumbles and Zeta Division 0 fall apart.
आई एम फाइन, नाइस। 24 अक्टूबर, 24 अक्टूबर कब है? और मंडे, हाँ मंडे को ही है ना, तो कितने दिन की छुट्टी है भाई तुम लोगों की? नो,
many good things for you.
चलो कोई बात नहीं.
Defense, he can put his walls down, he can cycle.
तो क्या गेम खेलते हो?
But if it doesn't,
गेमिंग.
well, they're gonna be able to stomp all over you.
शुभांकर जोशी गेमिंग.
Advantage of his high damage.
नाम शुभांकर है, शुभ गेमिंग तो नहीं हो भाई आप?
I think there was more of that.
बोले टाइम पास के लिए मैंने शुभांकर जोशी नाम रखा है, वैसे तो मैं
Are the winners of
शुभ गेमिंग कर नाम से मैं चलाता हूँ.
into a third. It's Kaboom Canyon.
यस.
Heck of a
अरे अरे बहुत बढ़िया.
year.
अच्छा है.
Strategies you kind of see.
क्या खेलते हैं आप?
Brawlers like Crow.
Which game you play?
Sharpshooters like Piper and Bell show up here. But we've got some new brawlers in the mix.
Diwali 2022 in Madhya Pradesh will begin on Saturday 22nd October and ends on Wednesday 26th.
The acrobatics, we got Bonnie and Janet.
ये क्या है?
A lot here too. We've got the Gale launchpad strategy.
22 से शुरू होगी, 26 में खत्म होगी. ऐसी कौन सी दिवाली चल रही है भाई? माइनक्राफ्ट बढ़िया भाई. माइनक्राफ्ट हम खेल खेल के बोर हो गए. सर्वर अभी तक हमारे जिंदा है, लोग सर्वर में जाके खेल सकते हैं, लेकिन वो बात अलग है, मैं कितने दिन से सर्वर में ही नहीं गया.
Have been the brawlers of this entire finals. Griff being added to it now as well. Shitampa.
ये गूगल दिवाली बना रहा है कि नवरात्रि बना रहा है कि 9 दिन तक दिवाली चलेगी?
But now being brought out on Kaboom
है
Canyon.
22 से शुरू होगी, 26 तक दिवाली चलती रहेगी.
And just ensure that they've got this long range discipline, which we
ये ऐसे गिन रहा है क्या?
the damage.
एक दिन धनतेरस, एक दिन आपका छोटी दिवाली, फिर बड़ी दिवाली, फिर एक दिन खाली रहता है, फिर दूसरे दिन दूज.
And I'm
ऐसे 5 दिन जोड़ रहा है क्या ये?
siding with Zeta Division 0 here in terms of comp, but if Zeta Division 1 get a singular breakaway with Griff and Brock, that is just damage waiting to happen.
Yeah, I can kind of see this going a couple ways. That Brock pick does shape things up a little bit for me, right? Because there's some pros and there's some cons to it. Brock is going to be kind of that wall break feature. He can do a lot of damage in the high safe in a quick fashion. And especially when you're playing against somebody like 8-Bit, my concern becomes, well, we got to be able to stop that turret. If 8-Bit can just hunker behind those walls, he can use his teleporting gadget to kind of get away. That becomes a real problem, and 8-Bit can do a ton of damage as well. Looks like Shitampo's going to be running the piggy bank as well, as to be expected. They're going to be trying to open up this map. It does kind of cater to be an 8-Bit's playstyle, but if you play it right like Kenji does there, it won't matter. Tensai is going to fall early. It's still Zeta Division 0 contesting for this mid ground, and Shitampo going to be falling weak here. The heals are not enough to keep him up. Kenji looking to cut off even more of this grass. They want complete visibility, and a big win factor for the side of Zeta Division 0. Can they get Tensai up this map?
Zeta जीतने वाली है. रेडी फॉर कोड नेम्स. हाँ ठीक है, खेलेंगे कोड नेम्स पे.
They will want the
हाउ आर यू? आई एम ऑल गुड.
They've got Crow, which aren't going to
शुभांकर.
long range battle, which Zeta Division 0 are going to be enforcing. 7% damage only dealt low. Slow comes in, and what a slow as well.
Oh, very low.
Side taken down. A Charpe's low. Kuru's also low as well. A super from Shitampo jumping.
अरे 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 चिपका दिया भाई.
They take the lead after such a tough start.
78% damage done. Can I play with you? Aesthetic.
Great job of taking
Aesthetic edits. I'm not playing right now. I will be playing at 8
these push.
p.m. Indian Standard Time.
But now Zeta Division
That means after 4 hours from now, I will be playing Brawl Stars. Just now, I am just watching the esports going on.
they need to get 10
So,
He can deal
yeah.
so much damage all at once. They're going to be relying on this brawl.
Right now, just watching. But we'll be playing after 4 hours.
Kenji are going to be able to pinch
Meanwhile, after this one, I will be playing code names.
super well. He's
And in night stream, I will be doing.
once again in Zeta Division 1 taking control of the map.
Where are you from? India. In India. Yes, I am from India. Exclamation mark about in the chat.
Alans get so much damage, and this is what I mean. Brock's there, Griff's there. The damage is going to be as well. Moegaku now defending on his own, but he can bring down Tensai. He can get a shot to Kuro, shot to a Charpe, and he's slowing this push down as much as he can. He might have soaked up a shot there.
Like which state?
It wasn't even 3K.
Every details in your upper chat. Nightbot has already shared all the things.
Match point unless Zeta Division 0 gets some control right now.
Yeah, they're going to have to find a way to do some damage very quickly here, but they're still in their spawn. Moegaku, Shitampo playing some great defense right now. Choppy does have a super available. He's going to go ahead and pop that super out of desperation, and he is going to fall. Kuro not going to be able to land enough damage here, unfortunately. Tensai trekking up the map as well. This is a huge lead, and they're not going to have...
And done. Easy win for Zeta 1.
Is now going to be a match point here, and this might continue.
Can I 1v1 you right now? Nope. If you want to do 1v1, come at 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Thank you so much.
after that. It is a lot to ask, but it is a
But
possibility.
yeah, अभी तो हम Brawl Stars खेल भी नहीं रहे हैं. We are not playing Brawl Stars right now.
From a Chape,
We are just watching it.
shots all day long there.
We'll be playing code names just after this one.
It's Zeta Division 1 off the start, and I imagine it will be at the end as well.
Yeah, this is looking very
How many trophies do you have? 1,000, 2,000 only.
sweep a pick.
मैं गरीब हूँ.
Zeta Division 1 refused to miss right now. A takedown onto a Choppy as well on this left-hand side. Tensai with nowhere to go. And Zeta Division 1 are bringing the heat. They are really showcasing why they deserve to be number 1.
Rocket Fuel comes through now, and Goku shots all day long, trying to get the shots on to get the slows. Damage booster at the back, but it's not even going to be boosting his speed. He doesn't have that star power on, and that's going to be a little bit unfortunate. Shitampo trying to get the trade, and he does just before he goes down. Only 9% being dealt. So they've got to
विंडोज लैपटॉप का मुझे बस एक ही डर है कि कहीं मैं बस गेम खेलते ना बैठ जाऊं.
speed that is torrent giving him.
तो मक स्विच बंद करके रखना. गेम चलेगा ही नहीं, लैग होता रहेगा.
Aggressive gameplay coming in from a Choppy. He's looking for damage as well. The super landing on
देखो
save does get taken down, but it is an effective use of it as they
ऐसा है
in 10%.
कि अगर तुमको
Tompo going to be falling weak here. He's able to
गेमिंग नहीं करना है, लेकिन फिर भी
stays up just a little
काफी सारी अलग अलग चीजों के लिए
better now for
चाहिए होता है विंडोज.
starting to get some pickups.
अगर फॉर एग्जांपल तुमको पीडीएफ श्रिंक करना है, पीडीएफ अनलॉक करना है, या फिर पीडीएफ में एडिट करना है,
Right now and things
तो
now
वो जो सॉफ्टवेयर है वो विंडोज में तुमको फ्री मिल रहा होगा. वहीं तुमको अगर वही सॉफ्टवेयर मैक में चाहिए तो उसके लिए तुमको मिनिमम 100-200 रुपए खर्चा करना पड़ेगा.
The lead. Tensai now.
तो जहाँ हर चीज के लिए फ्री में काम होता है, वहाँ हर चीज के लिए मिनिमम 100-200 रुपए लगते हैं मैक में.
Need to go down though.
So that's the
5% in it. They take the lead, but now Tensai's storming up this map.
85
To do some as well, extra credits. Soup comes out from Stampo though, trying to get some damage down. Unable to do so really as the avoiding.
वैसे कौआ वो कूद के मार ही देगा,
Moy Goku's
वो कोई वो नहीं है.
Kenji's there, Shitampo is as well. They've got control. It's even out at the moment, 85 to 85.
and they're going to be fighting for their tournament lives. And Choppy now with an aggressive play. Kenji
82
looking for defense. They get the slight chip damage that they need, but don't look now. A Crow Super going forward.
75 68 58 54 69 and Zeta Division 0 won the match, but they haven't won the set.
Going to a game 3.
Last chance for Zeta Division 0. If they win, then they will still be remaining in the finals. Otherwise, Zeta Division 1 will win the match.
Match point of the East Asian monthly finals of 2022 remains. And Zeta Division 1, they might have
अरे जल्दी जीतो, ऐसा नहीं होता भाई. इनके मैचेस लंबे चलते हैं.
going to be looking as good through again. Kuru going to get hit hard. Incendio
ओह भाई साहब,
off just yet, but look at the right hand side. They are gone. They are up the map, and the control is already in there.
बहुत ही एग्रेसिव खेल रहा है भाई.
10% damage.
साई टेम्पो.
An unreal step forward for Zeta Division 1 to kick off this game. Another takedown for Kenji as well. A Choppy is going to fall, and Zeta Division 0 need to regroup here before things get too out of hand. 28% to kick things off, and Zeta
ये लोग एंड मूवमेंट तक स्ट्रगल मारते हैं.
Another super from Griff, and that's got to be near to a charged again. They are avoiding these car shots really nicely, and Kenji remains in a good position. Now they do have this damage booster next to the safe as well, which gives Kenji immense value. Rocket fuel onto it now, but no on these shots along with it. Kuru going to get hit by the poison. So's Tensai. The slow might be there from Mogoku, but not popping it just yet. Wants to savor these. Waiting a little bit further on into the game. Achape is going to go down. Super comes in from Kenji, misses, but now he walks back into it. Gets the kill, 69 to 100, and it's looking incredible for Zeta 1. Shitampo
ओवर एग्रेसिव नहीं करता कोई भी.
a minute and 15 on the
ना इजी विन भाई फॉर जीटा डिवीजन 1. 1 मिनट ही बचा है और ऑलरेडी 50% डन.
Yeah, this is slowly getting scarier and scarier. A Choppy
And now
being forced
just 40% remaining.
just looking for any kills they can get. A trade is not good enough here. They need some positive interactions. Tensai now
30%.
side. 8-Bit's gonna have to really hunker down here. Kenji trying to find whatever damage he can. Shitampo gonna be falling weaker. Tensai goes down.
And they haven't even touched their safe.
Zeta Division 0 has to step it up here with 45 seconds to go.
Well, he's got 3k in hand. Kenji's going to avoid
40 सेकंड में
Shitampo
100 का डैमेज करना है.
well, but the gadget
100% damage.
him up for now.
30 seconds remaining, not even single time. Oh, finally.
Getting pushed back by Tensai, but the lead is massive. They've got 70% lead. Super over onto a Chapi to try and bring him low. Tensai getting some shots through. They need to bring the damage boost or Tensai down, one or the other. Moegaku with a massive jump in.
66.
One over the left, one over the right.
Nope. And with that, Zeta Division 1
For some reason.
won the finals once again.
Left for Zeta Division 0 to have a comeback.
Aja bhai, code names.
Zeta Division 1 will once again be the monthly final champions of
Oh, 215.
and they will take the number 1 seed along with a lot of cash along with it.
Back-to-back wins. Let's go.
Congratulations to Zeta Division 1. They are going to win this rivalry to end our year in East Asia 4-3 the final.
Oh, Monster Energy ने sponsor कर रखा है. Very monstrous.
0 in sets. What a insane performance from them. You can see it on a Choppy's face, a little bit of a look of disappointment. They have plenty of time though to recover. Look at Zeta Division 1. We're going to get to see them go to Worlds. These are two teams that absolutely have it in them to take home a World Championship, and I would have it no other way. What an absolutely awesome way to end our year in this region.
I mean, just look at the scoreboard as well. 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. You've got a feel for Zeta Division 0 because they put up a absolutely incredible performance, and they have done all year round to be cut short.
ये भी सही बात है. 2-1, 2-1, 2-1.
Going there, and they've still got a chance, but cut short of that number 1 seed after all the work they've put in throughout this year is a little bit unfortunate. But you've got to think Zeta Division 1 have now beaten them more times than Zeta Division 0 have beaten them, so they are thoroughly deserving of the spot. What a performance! Absolutely incredible. And they are going to be heading on to Worlds with some momentum, some wind in their sails, and a number 1 seed in the back.
Wow, Ken G, 17 kills. Shitampo, 14. Both of them putting up more kills as individuals from any player on the side of Zeta Division 0. Things really got out of hand in game number 3, and I think credit where credit's due. Zeta Division 1 were simply the better team here today. There have been plenty of days this year where that has been Zeta Division 0. Not the case today, though. Zeta Division 1 officially secure themselves as the...
When you realize that in these streams always the blue team wins. ऐसा नहीं है. It's like it's already planned.
Finishing with and a little extra cash too.
चलो ये इसका काम हो गया तो हम इसको बंद कर देते हैं. आ जाओ भाई, लिंक मैंने दे दी है. जिसको आना है लिंक पे क्लिक करो, ज्वाइन करो. अब जितने लोग आते हैं उस हिसाब से फिर हम डिसाइड करेंगे कि टीम वाला खेलना है या कोऑपरेटिव खेलना है. अगर तो ये 2 लोग ही आए तो फिर कोऑपरेटिव, अदरवाइज टीम वर्सेस टीम. जब तक मैं थोड़ा हल्का होके आता हूँ, मूत्र विसर्जन पानी दे के आता हूँ पेड़ों को. Hello, Vader Skywalker. How are you? क्या एक ही बंदा है? कितने हैं? कोऑपरेटिव खेलते हैं फिर तो। और 3 लोग हो गए क्या? 3 में भी एक कोऑपरेटिव ही खेल पाएंगे? या तो फिर एक और बंदा कोई ज्वाइन कर ले तो फिर हम सोच सकते हैं। क्या कोई एक और बंदा है जो ज्वाइन कर सके? One more person needed for code names. सिर्फ एक बंदे की जरूरत है। कोई ना कोई चाहिए। What are we even doing? We are playing code names. You know, na? You have played code names or not? First of all, Skywalker, Vader. We need one more person to play team versus team. Otherwise, let's go with the cooperative mode. I play BitLife. Playing code names. आ जाओ जल्दी फटाक से. Or how to play. First of all, join and you will know. Link मैं पिन कर देता हूँ. Let me pin the link. There's the link. Click on that link and join. Spy Master OP Jord. Darth Vader, have you ever played Codenames or not? Because you have chosen your role as Spy Master. So if not, then this is going to be difficult. Chalo, आ गए. Start new game. तो जो नॉर्मल लोग होते हैं जो कि स्पाई मास्टर नहीं है उनको ये नॉर्मल दिखता है, इसमें कोई कलर नहीं होता है, ठीक है. बट मैं हूं ब्लू टीम में, आई एम इन ब्लू टीम. सो व्हाट माय स्पाई मास्टर नीड्स टू डू इज टू मेक मी चूज ब्लू वर्ड्स ओनली. उसे ब्लू वर्ड्स चूज करवाने हैं, लेकिन वो डायरेक्ट वर्ड नहीं लिख सकता और एक वर्ड से ज्यादा लिख नहीं सकता. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, मेरे वर्ड्स मान लो नोट और बुक है, तो वो ऐसे नोटबुक करके नहीं लिख सकता कि भाई नोटबुक मैं टिक कर दूं, या फिर ऐसा नहीं लिख सकता कि बुक को हिंदी में लिख दे किताब, ठीक है, ऐसा भी नहीं कर सकता है. ठीक है, उसको क्या करना है कि ज्यादा ज्यादा वर्ड करवाने हैं ब्लू वाले, क्योंकि मैं ब्लू टीम में हूँ. अगर मैं रेड टीम में होता तो रेड वाले वर्ड्स को करवाने होते, ठीक है. और यहाँ पे उसको हिंट देना है एक वर्ड में कितने उसमें जुड़ सकते हैं. तो फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर मुझे नोट और बुक करवाना है तो मैं क्या करूंगा, लाइब्रेरी लिख सकता हूँ और हिंट दे सकता हूँ कि लाइब्रेरी से मिलते जुलते 2 वर्ड होंगे. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इसने स्पेल वायलेट. भाई ये क्या बात हुई? ऐसे नहीं खेलते मेरे भाई. 2 वर्ड लिख के दिए इसने. इसलिए मैं बोला मुझे स्पाई मास्टर बनने दे भाई. समझ गए ना? बेसिकली मुझे अपने ब्लू वर्ड्स करने हैं, रेड टीम को अपने रेड वर्ड करने हैं, लेकिन जो सबसे पहले कर लेगा वो जीत जाएगा. इसमें लेकिन एक ट्विस्ट ये है कि अगर गलती से ब्लैक वर्ड किसी ने भी कर दिया तो वो टीम तुरंत हार जाती है. दैट टीम विल इवेंचुअली लूज इंस्टेंटली. बाकी कुछ रूल्स रेगुलेशन यहाँ पर हैं, आप जाके ऐसा पढ़ सकते हो. डिवाइडिंग योर टीम, गिविंग क्लूज, कैसे क्लूज देने होते हैं, गैसिंग कैसे करते हैं, एंड ऑफ टर्न कैसे होता है, विनिंग एंड लूजिंग किस बेस पे होती है, वो यहाँ पर दिखता है. मध्य प्रदेश. अब मेरे लिए क्लू नहीं है ये रेड टीम से दिया गया है, तो मुझे कोई लेना देना नहीं है मध्य प्रदेश वाली चीज से। मुझे पता है वैसे क्या आंसर है, बट मैं नहीं बताऊंगा। मैं नहीं बताऊंगा। लेकिन मुझे ये समझ में आ गया कि क्या मुझे सिलेक्ट नहीं करना है। तो दूसरे का देख के भी आप समझ सकते हो कि भाई क्या सिलेक्ट नहीं करना है और क्या सिलेक्ट करना है। वाह वाह, क्या बात है, क्या बात है। बहुत बढ़िया। ये क्या हुआ भाई? एंड एंड गेसिंग ही कर दी। वाह, वेरी डेंजरस। बहुत ओपी प्लेयर है मेरा भाई। मेरे ने तो डायरेक्ट वर्ड ही लिख के रखा है, मैं तो उसको किक करने की सोच रहा हूँ। ये एक टाइप से प्रैक्टिस में खेल रहे हैं अभी, ये समझ लो, दिस इज द प्रैक्टिस मैच। क्योंकि उसने देखो मुझे ऑलरेडी वर्ड दे रखे हैं, मुझे पता है, देखो स्पेल भी है। तो उसने ऑलरेडी लिख के दिया है स्पेल वायलेट। स्पेल भी है, वॉयलेट भी था। बट उसने उसके सामने वन लिख के दिया था। वैसे तो मैं एक और कर सकता हूँ वन लिखने के बाद भी, बट क्यों ही करूँ। वो चला गया भाई। डार्थ वेडर जा चुका है, उसका नाम भी नहीं दिखा रहा ना उधर। डार्थ वेडर इज गॉन। कोऑपरेटिव ही सही था। आ जाओ भाई कोऑपरेटिव। एक साइड चूज कर लो, किस में जा रहे हो तुम लोग। चलो, स्टार्ट न्यू गेम। ओके, तो हम्म मुझे ग्रीन वर्ड्स करवाना है इसमें, ठीक है। मैन टू दिया है इसने, मैन टू। मैन टू। देखो किंग भी मैन होता है। और मैन में पुलिस भी हो सकता है। चलो पहले तो ये करता हूँ, और गलत जवाब, ये नहीं था। अब मुझे देना है। लेट्स सी क्या ये गैस कर पाते हैं। और क्या होता है अभी देखते हैं। एक सेकेंड, प्लेयर 4। अच्छा, ये डार्थ वेडर तो ऑफलाइन है, उसका नाम फिर भी आ रहा है। मैन, Dream, blacksmith, compound, dressing, pants, grace, hide, monkey, plastic, dream, पुलिस, लेस, अमेरिका। भाई मैन से नहीं समझ में आ रहा भाई, समझ में आ रहा होता तो मैं कर दिया होता ना। मैन से मुझे किंग लग रहा था, वो नहीं है। और क्या ये मैन में। पुलिस और मंकी की बात हो रही है क्या? ना, चलो मेरी बारी। भाई मेरे दोस्त के घर के पास ही ट्रिगर निशान का घर है। अच्छी बात है, घर होने से क्या होता है? तुम अंबानी के बगल में घर भी बना लो तब भी क्या फर्क पड़ता है? फिर जो ट्रिगर्ड आखिर है तो इंसान ही ना, है। भाई मैंने एक दिया था, चलो ठीक है। हिंट दो, हिंट दो। लास्ट टू। लास्ट विश होती है। लास्ट बाउंड्री भाई, लास्ट लॉग होते हैं। लास्ट लॉग में क्या होता? लास्ट पोस्ट में हमने क्या किया था? नहीं। हाँ। एक सेकंड रुको। एक में 8। इम्पॉसिबल। Government job. Clean, slim, compound. Police. Sudden death. Man से postman and policeman. Hmm. ऐसे जॉब भी लिख देते तो समझ में आता, लेकिन ठीक है। ओह, साइड ही चूज नहीं करी है। ओके। लॉ। लॉ से लॉ सूट करते हैं हम। ठीक है। लॉ के लिए एम्बेसी भी होती है। एम्बेसी होती है, सूट होता है। हम्म, और तो कुछ लग नहीं रहा मुझे। पहले एम्बेसी करता हूँ। ठीक है। और लॉ से, ये लॉ से वही लग रहा है मुझे तो बस। अब एक तुक्का एक्स्ट्रा भी लगा सकते हैं तो। थंब। अरे भाई साहब। क्रैश। Oh no. Oh no. No, no, no. You'll make Minecraft 3. माइनक्राफ्ट में वुड मिलता है, ठीक है। फार्म भी होता है उसमें, मैप भी चाहिए होता है। सबसे पहले वुड, वाह वेरी डेंजरस। पहले में ही हार गए। और क्या चीज के आगे क्राफ्ट लग सकता है? मोहक, मोहक का मतलब क्या होता है? मोहक तो बर्ड होता था ना। डक डोर, ये तो दो वर्ड हो गए। डक क्वैक करती है, क्वैक क्वैक क्वैक। बैटल पाइन, स्टेटोस्कोप, कोलंबस रिवॉल्यूशन, स्टाफ, हिमालयस कैंप ऑयल, मैनिक्योर गैस, बेंच। डोर तो कैंप में डोर लगाते हैं, तो यही दोनों लग रहे हैं मुझे। अरे ये कहाँ गया? इस बार अच्छा चल रहा है, इतना बुरा नहीं चल रहा है। छह में 10 ही करने हैं। किसी में 2 या 3 हो गए तो भी हमारा काम हो जाएगा। स्टेशन। स्टेशन गैस स्टेशन होता है। गैस स्टेशन होता है, और तुक्का लगा देता हूँ एक और कुछ। ठीक है। अब तो एक ही एक कर पाऊंगा, क्योंकि सहारा, राइस, हिमालयाज, बेल। अगर ये समझ में आ गया तो। ज्योग्राफी। तो चार में सात पॉसिबल तो है, बाकी देखते हैं। सुपरमैन 2 सुपर हीरो है और फिल्म भी है। और कुछ है क्या? नहीं लग रहा है, तो फिल्म, सुपर हीरो। हम्म, क्यों? मैंने एक ही दिया था इसलिए। माइनक्राफ्ट। एक सेकंड रुको। कोरिया। हेलो कुष्मांकर, मुझे गस मिल गया, क्या बात है, बहुत बढ़िया। तो बेड चाहिए होता है, शॉर्ट। और क्या लग रहा है, डेथ होती रहती है उसमें। बेड, स्वॉर्ड, डेथ। डेथ नहीं होती, माइनक्राफ्ट में डेथ नहीं होती। ठीक है भाई। ओके, चलो अब मुझे देना है। थोड़ी देर ब्रॉल स्टार खेलो, आज खेले आ जाओ। मैंने फिर खेलना शुरू कर दिया है आज से। अभी खेलेंगे हम 8 बजे। 8 बजे ब्रॉल स्टार खेलने वाले हैं रात में। तो आ जाना, खेलेंगे। स्पेस, या तो टेलीस्कोप या फिर एस। राइम करने की कोशिश, शायद। या तो टेलीस्कोप हो सकता है, तो टेलीस्कोप। ठीक है। मेल, ना, मेल नहीं था। ठीक है। उफ, जैम। अभी फ्री हो? प्लीज खेल लो 2 मैचेस। अभी फ्री कहाँ है? खेल ही तो रहे हैं, आ जाओ आप भी। गेम ही तो खेल रहे हैं हम, रात में खेलेंगे। ब्रॉल स्टार्ट्स। ओके खेलो। ओके। वैलोरेंट। You are blinded. वो ये तुक्का ओपी भाई साहब। सब अलग अलग वर्ड है भाई। अगर मैं डॉक्टर देता हूँ तो वो लाइफ पे ना चले जाए, तो वो नहीं दे सकता। ये वैसे ये भी गलती है। ये वाला जो मैंने दिया है वो भी सही नहीं है, क्योंकि वो वॉर भी जा सकता है। लेकिन उसने ऑलरेडी वॉर पे क्लिक कर रखा है तो वो उस पे नहीं करेगा। नाइस। दो में दो गन्ने हैं। और क्या ये सही होगा? जी जी, यू हैव फाउंड ऑल एजेंट कार्ड्स। ये फाइनली हम जीत गए। हे हे। एक गेम ही सही, लेकिन जीते तो सही। विराट क्रिकेट खेलता है। स्टार भी है। किचन किचन में कुक किया जाता है। हम्म। अंकल जी पीस हो जाइए वरना रेस्ट इन पीस हो जाएंगे। क्वीन विक्टोरिया ये एक्सी तो फाइल होती है, फाइल रैम में रन होती है। कॉम्ब को और क्या बोलूं? हेयर हेयर में करूंगा तो आ जाएगा, लेकिन चांस तो बची नहीं है। बैंड। ये 2 गेम जीत गए भाई आज। चलो, एक लास्ट खेल रहे हैं अभी बस, इसके बाद फिर एंड करेंगे। भाई नाइट स्ट्रीम बिट लाइफ प्लीज। नाइट में तो ब्रॉल से खेलने वाले हैं, ऑलरेडी बोल दिया ना। बिट लाइफ कल सुबह खेल सकते हैं। क्रिकेट 3। क्रिकेट में चाहिए होती बॉल। मैच, क्रिकेट मैच होता है। ठीक है, कल सुबह बिट लाइफ। लेकिन वो किस में, पीसी में अवेलेबल है? नहीं है। किस में अवेलेबल है? क्रिकेट एक वॉर्म भी होता है, कीड़े को भी एक क्रिकेट होता है एक। क्या उसकी बात हो रही है क्या? नहीं। ठीक है। भाई सब में अवेलेबल है। तो पीसी में किधर अवेलेबल है बता दो, या तो लिंक मुझे डिस्कॉर्ड पे दे दो, मैं वहां से डाउनलोड कर लूंगा। फायर, फायर कहाँ से आ गई भाई? गूगल प्ले स्टोर, ऐप स्टोर में अवेलेबल है, पीसी में। कुछ है क्या? इलेक्ट्रिसिटी। शेड्यूल्ड। शेड्यूल्ड कास्ट। जिमनास्ट को भी एक शेड्यूल फॉलो करना होता है, वैसा वाला शेड्यूल बोल रहे हैं या कॉन्सर्ट की बात हो रही है? Hmm. Dr. Stephen Hawkins. अबे जिमनास्ट कहाँ से हो जाएंगे? स्टीफन हॉकिंग क्या करते थे? स्पेस, यूनिवर्स, ये सब की बातें किया करते थे। लेट्स गो। और खेलना है या बंद करें? रात में तो वैसे ही हम ब्रॉल स्टार्स खेलने ही वाले हैं। चलो टाटा। ओके, वही मैं पूछ रहा हूँ, और खेलना है या बंद करें? चलिए जाते हैं हम भी। Chalo guys, this was it for this stream. I will see you guys once again later on with another stream. Easy 3 wins. 3 कहाँ जीते? 2 जीते ना? 2 ही तो जीते। चलो मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट स्ट्रीम में विद ब्रॉल स्टार्स, जो कि होगा 8 बजे। 3 विंस, चलो अच्छा है, 3 जीत गए तो। Next stream will be of Brawl Stars at 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time, or you can say in 2.5 hours we're gonna play Brawl Stars. So till then, bye bye, take care, and peace out, have fun, enjoy your weekend. See you once again later on. Bye bye.